What is going on, everyone out there? Welcome back to another stream, another Sunday, where we are live with you guys. And I know that music is probably loud as fuck. Give me just 1 minute. I know that is loud.
The live is just a red screen.
Is it?
Oh, now we're on it. Alright, I think it's just delayed.
All right. Now, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another live stream with Planet Fanatics, and we are going to be with you guys today talking about a few different topics. As always, after D23, as I suspected, there was going to be a lot of things that happened within the news, not just within Marvel, but just in general. There was just so much that happened this week, and honestly, last night when I was trying to pick through the topics and doing my show notes of what we were going to talk about today, I had like 10 topics down, but I had to narrow it down to, what 5 do I feel we can really tackle and what is really going to be interesting to talk about. But so much happened this week, so I was just like, oh my God. It was a very interesting week. It was a very interesting week. I had a very opinionated week. I had so much I thought on so many different topics that, of course, we're going to get into and share with you guys. But as always, Trey, how was your week? Anything happened with you this week that you would like to share? Anything cool that you discovered?
I mean, in general, my week was good. It was an easy work week for the first time in a long time. And like I was saying earlier, you were kind of busy editing, so I don't know if you caught it as much. I did. Have you heard about Netflix's The Imperfects?
I have.
So I stumbled across this show thinking that it's going to be a horror show because it covers like a faceless monster with teeth and the fucking crazy shit, right? It's like a coming-of-age Scott Pilgrim-esque hero story, involving the 3 main characters being a succubus, a siren, and El Chupacabra.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's fucking dope. I don't know, it's one of them, like, I watched one episode with my wife and was like, I don't know if I'll get into it, I don't know how I feel about it. And then about halfway through the second episode, I stayed up till 5 in the morning this morning watching. I'm almost done with the first season. It's really good. It's kind of corny, but it's badass.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to play with the sound. I've heard really good things about it. I've heard people saying that the show is really fun. That it's a new take on something, and it's a random group of. What are they really? I guess monsters.
No, well, I mean, kind of. It's a human genome experiment, right?
Okay.
So really, it is just developing superpowers in another way of putting it. But it's funny because they're all like juxtaposed to their abilities. So the siren, who again can hear a whispered conversation on the other side of a fucking island, right?
Right.
But slam a door near her, she's screaming in pain.
Right.
And can scream so loud she's shattering glass and shattering eardrums and stuff. She was a punk rock singer. She can't get on stage and sing no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's hurting her ears. The succubus, who when you smell her pheromones, you're ready to go. I mean, you will break down walls to get to her. She's asexual, so all of this makes her so uncomfortable, and she's finding ways around it. And then you have the goofy third main character that is the Chupacabra, and he's just kind of like, he's a comic book artist. He's the one that's kind of digging it after a while.
Right.
He hates it, and then he starts liking what he can do with it. But what I like about that is he is also the guy that's going to play Monkey D. Luffy, the main character in the Netflix One Piece. And he's only played in more Latin American. He's from Brazil. So seeing him in this role, I'm like, wow. I'm actually looking forward to it now.
Right.
So they got a good cast. It's a cool show.
That's cool. That's cool.
Again, that's Netflix The Imperfects. It's pretty sick.
That's pretty dope.
Kellen, anything for you this week that was fun, weird?
I've had a
mad?
weird, crazy week that I'm not going to get into, but so I didn't really. I'm excited to hear about all this news because I missed all of it because I had other stuff going on. But that show sounds cool because Trey was telling me about it a little bit more than he just said before we went live. And I just think it's cool that there's so many like shows that are like superhero shows now that aren't necessarily just DC and Marvel that we've always had. I don't like all of them, but I love like how many we're getting, and I do like a lot of them. Like the Boys, Invincible, like
right.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of into Umbrella Academy. I didn't really love it, but like I just like that there's it's not just the typical stuff that we're getting. We're getting so much of it, though.
Right.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I think it's just I mean, with that, we're getting a lot of. I like the artistic direction these shows are going. That they are playing on different like I said, the Imperfects is more of almost like a Scott Pilgrim, where The Boys is it's just the fucking boys. But I like that it's gotten to the point with shows now where you can have all different kinds of because this show you don't even realize it's a superhero show until partway through it, and then you're like, it's turning into monsters, and oh my god, all these things keep happening to me, and it's really gory and bloody, and then you're like, oh, they're fucking super. That's what's happening here.
The dynamic sounds cool. You're talking about too.
The doctor who's doing things to them or whatever, right? Is he's just a goofy, has a lisp. He's real quirky and is just like, I don't know. He's just like, well, y'all are like a 2 on my threat level if y'all went bad. And they're like, you have a fucking threat level? And he pulls out a shotgun. He's like, yeah, we got to go take care of a 6. Let's go. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing? So it's funny. And it's just, I don't know. I like that superhero shows can be, that's like She-Hulk. She-Hulk is an example of, I feel like some people want their superhero shows to just be like Falcon the Winter Soldier. To just be these, gritty, la-da-da. And it's serious. Like, no, you can have fucking fun with it, man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, it sounds like it's a fun show. For me this week, did I do anything? I mean, besides the news, besides all this news and stuff, if you're watching, you can see my behind me looks different than normal. That's because all of this is about to be changed. I'm going to be remodeling. That was something I should have started this week that I didn't start this week. I don't know. I mean, my week is normal. It was not anything special. Never really is.
Stuck at this damn job.
Yeah, there it is. That's what it is. I'm stuck at that damn job that I'm not trying to be stuck at.
So like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Yeah, like, subscribe.
Hey, I will honestly say, before we get into any of the topics, we already have people who are with us every week coming in. I just want to shout them out. Jaya Wolf, Raymond 2000. Raymond's in South Carolina with no Wi-Fi visiting family. He still made it to the show. That's
Raymond, we appreciate that for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, as always, we love seeing you guys, love talking to you guys in between any topic we have. And Cornelius just joined us. But yeah, man, make sure you guys comment. We'll get to the comments. Again, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're glad to have you guys with us this week.
As always, we are always glad to have you guys with us. But like I said, we do have a list of things to talk about. We have a list of things to talk about today. So we're going to jump into some of these topics. One thing that I want to say, first off, we'll kind of do some kind of off-the-top stuff first. Let's move on over here quickly. Did you see that Keke Palmer, they are looking at possibly, I don't know if Marvel is looking at possibly casting Keke Palmer, but she was asked about it, and, she had just made the statement, reach out to my agent. And people are saying that they could see her as Rogue. I can honestly see Keke as Rogue. And the only reason I say that is because anytime that you look at Rogue, in any adaptation, she's always depicted as, maybe not so much in the Hugh Jackman run of X-Men. She's always depicted Southern, though. Especially in the animated series, she's very Southern.
But yeah, she's damn near Creole.
Yeah,
right. She, other than Gambit,
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying, I could see her in this role. I really could. And you match that with Keke's personality. Keke is a personality on screen and off screen. I don't know if you guys have been watching that or pay attention or have seen any clips of that new the new talk show that she's a part of with Jimmy Fallon, where she co-hosts with him. I'm sorry, chat. Let me know if that music is overpowering our voices. I feel like that is really loud because it's loud on my end, but let me know if it's loud on your end. What is it? Somebody?
Jay Wolf said only if they give Kevin Gates Gambit.
Oh.
But no, I mean, I think it's cool. I'll be real honest with you. I did not like Rogue's casting. Old Sookie Stackhouse in in the Wolverine or in Hugh Jackman's run. I wasn't a fan of it, right?
No,
I'm sure people lose their fucking mind if you add even a pigment of tan skin to a character, but I'm not gonna do that this week. I'm sorry, guys. I'm already getting there. But I mean, I'm cool with it. I mean, with her personality type, there's a lot of characters she could play. And it also just goes back to, I feel like she would take the role seriously. She'd want to do it. She'd want to have fun with it. I'm for it.
Right. And it's not like, I've seen so many people so shocked with it being Keke Palmer, like with the conversation being around Keke Palmer being cast in the MCU. I don't want to make it sound like Marvel has been like, oh, we are looking at, because Marvel hasn't said anything like that. But like, people are like, oh yeah, well Keke Palmer's like, no, like, yeah, Keke Palmer, like, let's not forget Keke Palmer is like, she's a brilliant actress. She's a brilliant actress. She's a brilliant personality, I think. I mean, I love Kiki's personality. I love, like, the little interviews and things that she does, her impersonations that she does. One of my favorite movies, biofilms, is the Jackson's The American Dream, and there's a scene in there with Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett plays Michael's mother, and there's a scene in there that she can imitate so well. Like, I'm just like, she's such a brilliant actress. I just love her. So I think you put Keke in any role that she wants in the MCU. Right. But honestly, I think that she fits so well as Rogue.
It looks good. It's a good look.
Yeah, it is a good look. She really does look good there. She really does. But Trey, to what you were just saying there about, people, yeah, it's already happening. I mean, there have been, oops, I was not trying to enlarge it like that, but there have been, beautiful picture too, there have been people that have made their comments about, like, her. I forget her name, but she's made comments already. People have made comments about Keke Palmer being the same things, and I'll segue into that. The same things that people. Well, actually, let me get Kellen's thoughts. Kellen, your thoughts on Keke Palmer's even being anything in the MCU?
I like it because I agree with you. I feel like she's a great actress. I think that I haven't seen any of the Jimmy Fallon stuff, but I could see her having a good personality, and I think that would probably just help expand. I'm just ready for X-Men. I'm so ready for X-Men to be in there, and Rogue is a fun character. She's flirty. She's hot. Let's be honest. She's hot in every, whether she's drawn or on the screen.
Right.
She's just like a really fun character that interacts with other members of the X-Men in a fun way. And so I think that she could be fun with that, be flirty, be, Southern, do it all. I just think that it would be a good fit. I like it. I've got no problem with it.
Well, I think that's kind of more to my point, too, about why I didn't like the Cap. The way she's been portrayed in a lot of the live action stuff is she's this, like, oh my god, I'll never touch a boy. So, where in a lot of X-Men canon comic book, she's very vocal, outspoken,
she's got
outgoing,
a temper.
She got a temper. She can fuck people up too, man. Like, and that's where I feel like a new take on her would be not even a new take, of the original take on Rogue.
Also an adult Rogue, not like a teenage Rogue, like you were saying with the the whole, like, she just has boyfriend drama with Iceman. you know. That's basically what her character was. They really, really did not do Rogue justice, because I love her as a character. Like, X-Men, the animated series, Rogue was one of the best characters on that,
Yeah, she really was.
Rogue and Kitty Pryde very much carried that fucking series, dude.
And so, you just want those, like, good portrayals of a character to, like, somehow be able to translate onto the screen, and I think she could do it. And she looks like it.
Yeah, she does.
She looks pulled straight out of the comic.
She definitely does look the part, for sure. So the next... Oh, crap. I had that sound right where I wanted it to.
You're going to be fighting with the sound all day today.
All day today, because I don't know if it's loud. It seems like it's loud, but it might not be. But anyway, moving on. I think that she would be great. Like I said, I like Keke Palmer a lot. But recently, Sony shifted some of their. I'm sorry. Let me shift that really quick. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that it'd be a good idea to have a Keke Palmer, someone like Keke Palmer, that caliber, that actress, of how much talent I believe that she has in the MCU, and what she would possibly bring to the MCU, and what role would you like to see her play other than Rogue, if not just Rogue? So let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. And so the next video, or the next topic that we'll move into there, like I said, Sony did shift around some of their dates, and with one of the dates that they shifted around was a Sony Marvel joint project that they're going to be doing. So a lot of people were assuming that is that date that they shift around, is that date going to be Spider-Man 4? Or is that date they moved Spider-Man 4? But they moved, let's see here, they moved Kraven the Hunter, or Kraven the
Animal Lover.
Kraven the Animal Lover. They moved Kraven the Animal Lover down. And Kraven is now going to be slated for January. Instead of January 2023, it's going to be going on in October 6, 2023.
Kraven the Kree apologizer.
And then October 6th was also scheduled for Madam Web, but Madam Web is going to be moving to February 2024. So it looks like they're kind of pushing stuff back to maybe revise some things. Maybe Kevin Feige really is over there helping with some things.
I have an opinion on why they're moving it back.
Opinion, let's hear it.
They got to make room for the third theatrical release of Morbius.
It is Morbin time.
They got to drop it again, bro. It's Morbin time.
It's like Titanic.
But with them pushing it back, honestly, where do you think do you think Spider-Man would come before, like Spider-Man 4, then a Madam Web and a Kraven, or I mean, where do you think it would fall in that timeline with them making space?
Spider-Man 4?
Yeah.
Well, I would think for Spider-Man 4, I think it would have to come before Phase 6, so sometime in Phase 5. And I know some people might be thinking, oh, well, they already showed us everything for Phase 5 at SDCC. That's true. But if you go back and look at any Marvel announcement, any SDCC, any D23, Kevin Feige has never announced Homecoming on stage. He has never, not at an event like that. He never announced any of the Spider-Man films on an event stage like that. That's always a Sony announcement. That's their thing to announce, and Marvel will follow up with their announcement. But they are not. I don't know if that's contracted, if that's something that they do, but it's just never done. Yeah. So I still believe that Spider-Man would be coming in. It would have to become before the events start happening in Phase 6, because I believe that Tom Holland, if the reports are true that we were hearing last week of Tom Holland actually signing an extra or a bigger contract to move on and further in the MCU, if that's true, then that would need to come before Avengers 5. We would need to see Spider-Man 4 before Avengers 5, because there needs to be ramifications moving into from that film, for him at least, moving into and then maybe not. Maybe because that film still has to, again, whatever happens in that film has to deal with the events from No Way Home. So it's just I think it's Phase 5. I think we see it happen in Phase 5.
Yeah, I mean, I get you on that one. I think, I think Tom Holland would be foolish to not sign the deal, so, we know it's coming. Right. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, a lot of people, I will stress this to anyone, do not get sucked up in that timeline that they've presented, right? Because kind of like here, where we should have got Wakanda Forever much earlier, it got pushed back. Things get moved around. On top of that, I'm sorry, but if we're making a timeline of movies, there are gonna be even one or two juicy movies I'm not even gonna fucking put on it. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna announce it at a different time to drum up more hype. Right. So don't get married to the idea that that's the way it has to go perfectly. Certain things will change. Filming happens. Hell, we got Doctor Strange super fucking late too, didn't we? From its original planned. Yeah, because Doctor Strange was supposed to be like one of the first things up. Wasn't it?
It was supposed to come out a lot earlier than what it did. Right. I don't even remember when it came out, but it was supposed to come out a lot earlier than.
And then COVID happened and shit shut down. But I'm just saying, like, don't get married to those ideas. And as far as Sony goes, specifically with them moving around things for a new Spider-Man, because Sony's independent films fucking suck.
Yeah, because Spider-Man's not in it.
I mean, Venom was the first. Venom was good. It was good, and it was like, okay,
it was
Sony.
Fun. It was good, but it was fun.
Venom
That's the thing.
2, Just because they went after my favorite Spider-Man film
Right.
and put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
But all their solo movies suck ass. So what do they need to do? They need to get a new Spider-Man out there. That's the way they're going to win. I think they've realized it. You can't, with your budget, go, Morbius didn't even break even. Madam Web doesn't break even. Kraven the Conservationist doesn't break even.
And they released it twice.
Yeah, you need Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You need Spider-Man to boost up the numbers, get people involved. Like you said, it's that connective tissue.
Yeah.
That's what gets asses in the seats.
It's
and
true.
I'm sorry, but if you're doing something in the Spider-Man universe,
Yeah, that's
and
the thing.
Spider-Man's not in it,
But see, that's a great point. What Kellen just said. So does Spider-Man. The re-release of No Way Home still broke records for a re-release.
Yeah.
That film is still it's still in theaters and it's still making money.
Yeah.
It's still making money on $3 day. It put asses in the seats. There were people that it made like $6 million that weekend. So yeah, it's Spider-Man. That's the thing. If Sony would stop being so out of touch with what the fuck is going on in their universe and actually put their main fucking character, their franchise character that they refuse to sell back in their fucking films, I don't know. Maybe they'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my whole question from the get-go with why are we doing a Morbius film? Like, you remember, I was high on the Morbius film. It's weird.
It was funny watching you because he was... Okay, so he was all about this Morbius film, right?
I was high on the Morbius film.
He was all about it because he's like... Because that first trailer where it showed all the Spider-Man shit, right? So he's all about fucking Morbius,
lied
all
to
about
us.
it. And then the minute we see the trailer where everything was redacted, it was like the next fucking week, he's like... We're gonna talk about this piece of shit movie Morbius coming out.
Yeah,
even though it's like literally a
because
week
bro, it's just like I don't understand that. What makes you look at? It's just like DC. What makes you look at Superman or Spider-Man and say, oh well, no,
this story be great without him in it.
Yeah, let's
do a Lex Luthor film.
let's do some irrelevant shit, and then and then let's change. Like let's take his villains, but then let's change his villains. Like let's make Kraven the Hunter,
make him
the
less
animal.
cool.
But no, see that's a bigger deal. It's not let's do a Lex Luthor film without Superman in it. It's let's do a Lex Luthor film that won't have anything to do with Superman ever.
No,
he just doesn't. There is no Superman. He doesn't exist in this universe. It's like, well, what the fuck is what?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's Lex versus Brainiac. Like, what's happening here? I don't.
Venom doesn't even have a spider on his chest. It's like because there's no Spider-Man. Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Eddie Brock is even Venom without having bonded with a symbiote that once was bonded to Peter Parker. Like that's a big part of like what makes Venom Venom.
Right.
But,
I mean,
and yet that's the best that they've done.
Well,
is the first Venom.
The thing I will say this in defense of them, and because this is the only thing I still have to cling to, because I am still very hopeful in the Spider-Verse. I don't want to make it seem like I lost, like Morbius, like just lost. I'm hopeful in the Spider-Verse, especially with these kind of date shifting and things getting pushed back, and the rumor of Kevin Feige having his hand in it. I'm like, okay.
I really want to see Kraven. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not there. But I'm.
But see, it's the Spider-Verse. The key part of that is Spider-Man.
It's the Spider-Verse.
Fuck the stuff that doesn't have Spider-Man, but everything's gonna tie it in.
It's the Ultraverse, bro.
Yeah, so I'm still high on what they're possibly trying to do over there. But they did with the shifting of stuff and all that. We already knew that Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal. See, now there is no music. Okay. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal said that they are, of course, doing Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 is going to happen. It's something that, then they said that to put, Kevin Feige's specific words said, and we're saying that, to ease the fans' minds that, this is happening. This is something we're going to be doing. So we know Spider-Man 4 is coming. But another possibility, because we mentioned Venom, it could be a Venom film, but to defend them there, because like I say, I'm still kind of connected about the whole symbiote not bonding with Peter before it bonded with Eddie in the Venomverse or the Spider-Verse over at Sony. There, I want to say what their rebuttal to that was what the answer that they gave in the post-credit scene of Venom 2.
Yeah.
When he said, it's a hive mind. They're all connected. That's that, and I still would like to believe that is true. It's a hive mind, that they are all connected, and then that whenever he saw Peter on screen, he, it's that guy. Because I always said that I
forgot about that part. Actually,
he didn't say it wasn't like, oh hey, it's that guy. It was like that guy. I know that guy that
Right.
beat my ass, that guy, you know. So it's like, so that could be it. I at least I hope that is what it is. So, so we know that it's happening, but it could be Spider-Man. It could be Venom 3 2 or something like that, because Tom Hardy did tease on his Instagram a while back that Spider-Man would be in this film. Now, we don't know what Spider-Man that's going to be, because Sony has also said that they want to do whatever Spider-Person they're going to be doing, because we don't know if it's going to be Tom. I don't think it's Tom. I don't think Tom's going to be their Spider-Man. Right. We don't know if it's Andrew. It could be Andrew, with the rumor of Spider-Man 3 happening, with the rumor of...
I would love that to happen.
I would too. God, I think he deserves it. And with the rumor this week happening of Tobey Maguire, I believe, being confirmed for... and I believe it. I'm saying that because it's not confirmed by Marvel, but confirmed... that he's going to be in Kang Dynasty, and that Andrew Garfield is going to be in Secret Wars, and I'm sure they're both going to be in Secret Wars, and of course Tom Holland will be in Secret Wars. So I'm wondering if they do that Venom film, could it be Andrew Garfield in there? Remember in No Way Home, he did say, "I want to fight an alien. I haven't fought an alien. That'd be cool, blah blah blah." Yeah. So I mean, what do you think on? Could it be a possible? Or is Venom 3 just going to be in a later slated date for them?
See, I think Sony needs to quit fucking around and realize that. So their most successful thing they have right now is Venom.
Yeah.
Right. In a recent time. So what do you want to do? You want to get Spider-Man in there, right? I mean, that's just double down on the ass in the seats, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm to the point. I'm so pissed at Sony for making such stupid decisions with their marketing and their way of doing things. I'm like, I almost wish Marvel just wouldn't help them and would let them sink, and then would buy Spider-Man back from them entirely and be like, we're gonna cut the bullshit, because what they're doing doesn't make sense, right? And so it's kind of like you were saying, you're giving up plausible solutions to where, oh, this could revive the Sonyverse, the Spider-Verse, like this could make it all make sense, right? But like, I'm not interested in anything Sony's doing with Spider-Man. I'm interested in what Marvel is doing with Spider-Man.
Right.
Would I go see Spider-Man 3, an Andrew Garfield Sony flick? Sure, I'd go watch it. But like, is that high on my list of priorities? No. High on my list is seeing more Marvel shit. Right. I want to see the Kang Dynasty Secret Wars. I want to see just different interactions like that. And Marvel can give me that. And Sony can give me Kraven the Conservationist. Like, I don't know. Man.
Right.
It's not...
I mean, and that's funny because Sony has said that their Madam Web film, I think I've said this before, is supposed to be their version of Multiverse of Madness. So whatever that means.
See, I'm just picturing, open up on New York. It's in Central Park, and Kraven sitting under a tree yelling that he's sorry. And Spider-Man's fighting someone and crashes into the tree, and he's like, "That fucking kid, I'll kill him." Like, that's the plot of this movie to me. I just don't. I'm not entertaining Sony. I get your point. You like to hold on a little bit, right? You like to have hope because you realize.
Because I love Spider-Man.
And you realize the things they could do.
Right.
It's like with Star Wars. You do that too, and I get it. But I'm really quick to be like, y'all just stop fucking up. Get fired. Get a new crew in. This isn't working, and I don't think it will until they do something.
Spider-Man has great villains that Marvel could do so well with, and instead these great villains are getting like shoehorned into some universe to make it make sense without Spider-Man. When Marvel could knock it out of the park, and instead we're just getting these standalone films that don't go anywhere, don't matter, they're not even really very good.
Like, could you imagine Marvel doing a Symbiote Wars? Or you get Toxic coming in, you get Carnage in, okay, now Venom's coming. Like, oh, they could do so much. But Sony's like, and that's a point I'm going to make here, even with me talking about, Venom 1 was good. It was good in the sense I had fun watching the fucking movie. Was it accurate at all to what symbiotes are like? Not fucking really. I mean, kind of Venom, but the one he went up against in the first one, what was that?
Riot, right? Was it Riot?
I think so.
Riot. I think it was Riot.
That wasn't. And then Carnage to me too. Yeah, they fucking ruined
that fight scene was like how long? And they ruined Carnage, which we all love. We love Carnage, and he just gets eaten. That was it.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Because it's the terror of Spider-Man comics when Carnage shows up. Because again, he shows up, beats the fuck out of Spider-Man. Spider-Man tries again, gets his ass whooped.
Yeah.
He whoops Venom's ass. Spider-Man
Yeah.
and Venom team up. He whoops both of their asses.
Yep.
Right.
And he's not struggling.
Right.
He's
No.
not having a hard
No.
time. They're literally like, what the fuck do we do?
Right.
So they have to go get the gamma, the what is it, the sound wave, gamma wave beam
Yeah.
to beat him. They have to cheat to beat him. And
Yeah.
it's like, he's that terrifying. And y'all made Venom kind of just whoop his ass. I mean, Venom did the typical hero thing of I get knocked down, but I get up again. And that was the end of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. No, that's, I mean...
Sorry, I'm getting aggressive.
We got like
today.
no Carnage screen time basically too in the whole thing. It wasn't even a great. It was a terrible portrayal of Carnage. But even that terrible portrayal, we didn't even get that much of it on the screen.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Sony is going to continue to try to build their Spider-Verse and continue to try to prove that they can do what they can do with Spider-Man. So hopefully, if, again, I'm going to stay on that, if the rumor is true and Kevin Feige is over there, hopefully that they can clean that shit up, but
Yeah.
as always, listen to what you guys think of that. Let us know down below, in comments, what you guys think of these rumors with Spider-Man 4, if the dates have been shifted, if that's going to be happening in Phase 5, before Phase 6. I think it has to, before that, because Secret Wars and Avengers, right now, Kevin Feige even said there are no Avengers in the MCU,
Right.
so I think we have to then see that formation, and I strongly believe that Tom Holland Spider-Man is a part of that Avengers team. So again, like I said, let us know down below what you guys think. But Trey, any comments there? Anything in there?
All right, I'm gonna do a little comment corner here. So I actually missed some from our last topic of Rogue, so I'm gonna hit those too if you don't mind. So of course, Raymond 2000 said, please give Kiki a part in the MCU. Anybody, just give her a part.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying too. Some of those actors, those high energy, a lot of attitude and charisma to them actors, just give them a role, they'll kill it. Like it's guaranteed. Let's see here. And then, J.A. Wolf said he hated that she couldn't fly and she wasn't strong in the movie because Rogue could throw fucking tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
she
that's
hadn't
what I'm
taken
saying.
it
It was
from-
very high school girl drama love
Yes.
interest shit instead of Rogue being the fucking terror that she really is. And then J. Wolf also said that Lenore Zahn had the perfect voice of that in the X-Men animated series. She did Rogue. In the animated series, and I'll agree with you. I think the casting on like 90% of that show was spot on.
It was.
Magneto was really fucking good, and so was Xavier. Let's see here.
Mr. Sinister.
The Copper Broom said, I'd want to see Rogue portrayed better, and I think Kiki Palmer might be the one to do it. But honestly, I just want to see her in any character they decide. She'd be good for Marvel. See, that's what I'm saying. People just feel that.
Yeah,
energy.
that's
They
the
know.
thing. That's the thing with Kiki. That's why I was like, when people were just saying like, oh yeah, Kiki Palmer. I forgot you forgot about Kiki Palmer. Like she is like, for me with Kiki, I feel like she's been in just so many different films that at least in not just films but shows and things that I can remember. And then you now got her hosting with Jimmy Fallon. She's everywhere. Kiki's everywhere. She's doing, and she, like I said, I think she's great.
And then we got J. Wolf said Kraven is a really interesting character. That's a movie I'd like to see in rated R. Sad we won't get Kraven versus T'Challa. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Kraven is a fucking maniac. Dude.
Yeah.
The traps he lays and the ways he goes after people, and I don't think we're getting that. I don't think that's the Kraven we're
Calypso
getting.
coming in would be dope too.
And then, yes. And J. Wolf also said when we were talking about not having, heroes in the movies, right?
Yeah.
He said, imagine a movie just about news reporters set in Metropolis. Like, come on, Sony.
Right.
Yeah.
And the last thing Jay Wolf said, and I have one more after this, so Marvel would smoke the Sinister Six arc. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they pretty much fucking have already. What do we get in No Way Home? That was damn near a Sinister Six. Sinister Six Light. I mean, they didn't.
Yeah.
It was more of a, ooh, we've popped here, we're here by necessity.
Yeah.
But
They've
I'm
got
saying
Scorpion
even that.
in it too, because he was in the first one, Homecoming.
And he was also one of the silhouettes in Strange's spell.
And I would argue on the other hand of that,
So is Kraven.
I wish. See, and that's the problem with Marvel taking in Sony though, is that we talked about it. Sandman and Electro were really like motivation-wise kind of subpar done in that movie, but they were just taking what existed and had to bring them in.
Right.
So that's not Marvel's fault, but I think if Marvel got to build them up from the start, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have Black Claw 2 here, that said, is it wrong that I'm hoping we'll get another T'Challa in Secret Wars?
Not wrong at all. That's what
It's not wrong because we all want to see T'Challa again.
Yeah.
But again, a variant ain't gonna be shit compared to the 616 T'Challa. We want him back.
Yeah, I definitely am hoping for, if that was something too. It's not a topic we're talking about, but I will mention it now. That is with, and again, this is another thing that is not official from Marvel. This is just something that's been talked about with the rumor of Ryan Coogler possibly directing Secret Wars. And that was something I had mentioned I think during our SDCC live. I had said,
I had to think about that one. It took a couple of days for me to be like, wait.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Coogler would be bad at doing a Secret Wars film, especially if I don't think he'd do bad with doing a Secret Wars film at all. Yeah, that's a larger topic, but
Right.
Coogler, I don't think he'd do bad at doing it. So no, it's not something it is something I'm wishing for too. It's seeing T'Challa. I just want to see T'Challa. God damn it.
Right.
Fuck.
But it goes back to our argument of a variant ain't the same thing as a 616.
Yeah, a variant is definitely not the original.
But so that's I'll wrap up the comment corner so we can get on to the next topic. Again, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Remember, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're still trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. We jumped up like 100 subscribers in a week. That was really fucking cool to see. And again, if you ever want to support us, you can donate to our Streamlabs. Everything we get goes right back into the channel, getting new cameras, more equipment, and things set up. We really appreciate you guys that have. And again, maybe if there's something you want us to specifically go over, talk about, give us a shout out, let us know. Again, we read the comments. We have our Streamlabs set up. But either way, we appreciate y'all chilling with us.
Yeah. And I'm gonna answer that last one from Cornelius there that said the variant will have to be a better version than Chadwick's version to give the character of T'Challa justice. And I agree with that too. Honestly, I mean, whatever character, when you put T'Challa. We're talking about T'Challa today anyway, so we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So next topic here that we have.
Trying to pull you back in.
Trying to pull me back in, but there's some things that have pulled me back in that we got to talk about today. But the next topic that we have on the list here, we're going to talk about is that the Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty has found a writer. We know that they got the director that is the Shang-Chi director, Dustin Daniel Creighton. He's going to be directing the film, but now they've got their writer, and their writer is going to be Jeff Loveness, and he is one of the writers for Rick and Morty. So he is going to be on there, and the big question, like I said, that was the big question, was who was going to be writing. So now that we know that, and this is coming to us from Deadline, and they said after announcing the Avengers Kang Dynasty at this year's Comic-Con, Marvel Studios looks to have found the writer who will now pen the highly anticipated film. Sources tell Deadline that Jeff Loveness, who reportedly wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, will pen Kang Dynasty for Marvel. Loveness will join Destin Daniel Creighton, who was recently set as director on the project, with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige producing. So, I mean, and here's the thing too. I didn't know. Before I read this article, I didn't know that he had written Quantumania either. And with him writing Quantumania and then them giving him an Avengers film, because let's not try to downplay this. And the reason I'm saying let's not downplay it is because we haven't had an Avengers film since Endgame. This will be our first Avengers film back.
And Avengers is asses in the seats. Everyone
right. That's what I'm saying. That's their cash. That's their cash cow. That's their golden. That's their golden nugget. That's what they put all their fucking money. VFX. They work them over fucking time. That's what they're doing. All fuck that. That's for an Avengers film exactly. And this is the first
Civil War
one.
wasn't even an Avengers film. That's how much they did.
Right. Yeah.
And this is the first one since Endgame. So if you don't think if you don't think Kevin Feige, the man on top of this mountain, is wanting to sit and outdo what they've done, in knowing that Phase 4 has been lackluster, and let's not sit and pretend that Marvel's not aware of what the fans think, that the fans are saying about how lackluster projects have been. The VF effects have been terrible. We're not getting this. We're not getting that. What direction's this show's going in? Does this even fucking matter anymore? Well, how does this have ramifications for so many different questions? So they're aware of all of those things. So if you don't think that they are going to put their foot, they're not going to throw the entire fucking sink at this film. So that's why I'm saying, to have him, the man that wrote, Jeff Loveness wrote Quantumania, they must have really liked that script in order for them to say, hey,
Yeah.
come do this over here at for Avengers 5.
Come make the big bucks.
Mm-hmm. And now here's the question that a lot of people are asking too, and I'm asking you guys this question. I want to know what you guys think about this, and again, asking you guys down in the comments. With him being a Rick and Morty director, or writer for Rick and Morty, and I've personally liked the writers that Marvel has brought over from besides Jessica Gao. I'm sorry, Jessica Gao's writing with She-Hulk has not been the best for me. I mean, I like She-Hulk for what it is, but she's been my least favorite out of the Rick and Morty writers they brought over. I love Waldron. Waldron wrote Loki. Waldron wrote WandaVision. Waldron wrote Multiverse of Madness, and if Waldron would have gotten to do some of the things he wanted to do in Multiverse of Madness and not had to cut so much, Multiverse of Madness, because he's talked a lot about Multiverse of Madness since it's come out. Some of the scenes that were cut, the lobotomy of Wanda that they were going to do, and bringing in Michael Fassbender as Magneto and having him, having Professor X go to Fassbender and ask his permission to lobotomize Wanda because they figured out she was going to be in their universe. And, so there were so many cool scenes that he had planned. So I like Waldron. But Rick and Morty also, I don't think it's enough credit. Also, I'll say that before. I don't think it gets enough credit for its, like, space event, like the cosmic side of things that it does, like the with the time travel and everything. Like I don't think it gets enough credit for it being.
It's done very well.
Yeah, it has done very well. But is the humor, because the humor with Ant-Man, that might be fine. You have some humor in there. Overall tone, from what we've heard from D23, the preview they showed of Ant-Man and the Wasp was dark. It was kind of looming, and they learned what the plot was going to be in the film and everything like that. But we know that there's going to be humor in there. Do you want a lot of humor in an Avengers Kang Dynasty film? Do you want a lot of humor when the Avengers first come back? I'm not saying we don't want laughs. Of course we want laughs. But again, I always use this comparison. Infinity War. The humor in Infinity War to me was on par with the serious tone.
Right.
You never lost sight of what the real threat was even in the funny moments. When like why is Gamora? But we still knew, okay, that was funny then, because it was.
Right.
But Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that can he make that balance? I mean, your thoughts on? I mean, you watch Rick and Morty.
Right.
So you go first.
I think so, because if Kevin Feige
we trust.
Yeah, right. K Feige's, except him, what he did to us last week, but we won't get into that. But
yeah,
if, like you were saying, if he obviously likes this Quantumania script enough that he's going to give him an Avengers film, then I would assume that hopefully they've found that balance. But Feige also approved Thor: Love and Thunder and some of these things that have been just a little too wacky, a little bit too much humor. Given the fact that this is going to tie everything in and move us toward Secret Wars, I would think that the tone's going to be more serious, like you were, like, to compare it to what you were comparing it to with Infinity War, the serious tone. And also Rick and Morty's dark sometimes. It's obviously, laughs throughout, mainly a comedy, but it gets serious, and it gets real dark sometimes, but also funny.
Great science fiction concepts.
Yeah, and I'm excited, given the fact that it's Quantumania and we've got Kang and we've got this interdimensional travel. I do like the fact that we've got someone from Rick and Morty coming over on that, because I agree.
For sure.
I think that it's probably, I don't know, I'd be hard pressed to point out something that's done it better, really. Honestly, maybe
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I actually haven't seen that movie, even though I know
it's good.
Everyone says how amazing it is. I still haven't seen it, so I got to see that one.
It's what Multiverse of Madness could have been.
If they tapped into the multiverse part of it more.
Film ever me.
Yeah, it was definitely heavy on the multiverse because it was a multiversal film. I mean, but I'm not going to get into that with Doctor Strange. But yeah.
But I mean, I'll even go in. I'll go in with this. So when you're talking about him being from Rick and Morty, so no, I'm not going to be one of those closeted neckbeards that like just, oh my god, Rick and Morty's the smartest, most intelligent thing that's ever been. No, like, I'm not going to be that guy. But I will say it is a very intelligent show. Mm-hmm. But it also is a stupid as hell show. Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing about the show that literally made me shoot liquid out of my nose, I was laughing so hard, is Antimize Johnson. It's just a dumbass dude who got ants in his eyes, right? But then you have some very complex, like when they're breaking the fourth wall on a literal train that is surmising plot and character, like, drivenness. And they use Jesus as a way of them being like, this is such a bullshit story, just to, like the level of complexity of some of the episodes and, like, the things it's talking about is there. It's absolutely there. They're very self-aware of what they're doing. So, them understanding things like concepts like interdimensional travel and this and that, they're going to feel at home here, right? Yeah. They can have the humorous aspect because, again, like you said, Ant-Man and Marvel is a very humorous character.
Yeah, right.
So, they can, and I'll be real honest with you, I don't think he's been that funny. I actually kind of want him to develop better humor. The whole, does anyone have any orange slices? I was like, shut the fuck up, Scott. Get back in the Jeep. Like, that was not funny. Like, I know it was supposed to be, but it was really stupid.
Right.
But, like, I think it's good, you know? And I think it does go back to Kevin Feige we trust. Trust these guys, see what they can do. Now, it is an Avengers movie, right? So that is kind of the oh shit scenario, but I mean, they wouldn't give him Avengers if they didn't think Ant-Man was subpar.
Yeah. Right.
And that, to me, all that means, I'm not like, oh shit, can he handle it? I'm saying whatever the fuck he did on Ant-Man was so good, they've already given him Avengers.
Right.
That is what that means.
That's why I was saying at the beginning there, like, let's not make it seem like this is not a big deal, because this is big for Marvel. This is going to be their first Avengers film after the Infinity Saga and after a very subpar Phase 4. Of course, whoever was going to be writing it, it's a big deal. So that's what I'm saying. It's a big deal it's a really big deal. But another question here, last question here, who the fuck are gonna be the Avengers? Because it was I didn't know. You know, at first I was assuming the Avengers were still some type of team. Of course, we knew that Steve was gone, and we knew that Tony had passed. But I at least thought, after the Infinity Saga, there was still some kind of team built. They kind of alluded that there was still some type of team built.
Oh, well, more than illusion, look at the end of Shang-Chi.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I forgot about that post-credit scene, the end of Shang-Chi, because I was I was even thinking Doctor Strange, where he's like, when Wanda said there were other Avengers, he's like, well, to get you back on the lunchbox. He made it sound like he was still, a part of some type of committee that could make that shit happen.
Communication.
But I think there is not a Avengers initiative. That is a group of super people working with government agencies to do things, right? I think because what do you have Doctor Strange in his own house. They got to go to Doctor Strange all the time, right?
Right.
Wanda, wherever the picking fucking roses, making fake worlds. You know what I mean? Spider-Man's now gone dark, but everyone's kind of spread out, right? Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Brie Larson is in space right now. She doesn't. She ain't a part of no Earth Avengers Initiative team.
Same with Thor.
Banner's a scientist.
But
Thor's gone.
But I get what you're saying. But then that just takes you back to what you just said. Then they need to explain that Shang-Chi post-credit scene a little bit.
No. I think what it is they're all still in communication with each other. And if needed be, they could assemble. Everyone can contact each other and say, "Hey, this is bad. Come here."
Okay.
But there's not an active Avengers initiative. Remember in
headquarters.
There was the headquarters. Yeah. I'm not talking Avengers Tower. I'm talking the fucking the base, the military base they had. And when did they get that? Where
I know what you're talking about. When they moved it upstate.
Yeah.
Like
that was an
Ant-Man.
Avengers base. We're the members of the Avengers. Here's
That shit
where
got
we
blew
go.
up though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, they
That's
built
right,
another.
that's true.
If the Avengers existed, they'd build another one, or they They don't have.
But that was all funded
Tony
by
died,
Tony.
Tony died.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they don't have an
backed up.
Avengers team that works at this base set by the
Right.
government that does things that the Avengers do. Right?
They're not like showing up and sliding
Yeah.
down the pole and the
Yeah, they're not
the
chasing
alarms
people
going
through
off
the
like the
streets
You know,
like
and
a
obviously,
fireman.
shit,
obviously
like-
Thor hasn't been back on Earth.
Right.
So that's what I
He's
think
out
he
doing
means
fucking
when he says
irrelevant
there's
ass
not an
missions.
Avengers team. I think what he means by that is that the United States doesn't have a full team they can call right now and go, "Hey, alien invasion."
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was also alluded to in the Secret Wars trailer when he's like, "This is my war to fight alone. I'm the only one who can do it."
Yeah,
Nobody's
that
fucking
that
around
that lets
anymore.
me. I was gonna say that too. I think that does that mean that we're not getting any here? Are we not going to see any Skrulls taking over any heroes in Secret Invasion?
No, I think we are. What I think he means is he's the only one he can treat. He doesn't have an
can't-
Avengers team he can call.
Yeah.
He can't call. He can't trust anybody. He can't
You
call.
can't trust
he
anybody
doesn't
that they're
know.
even who they are, though. Let's say he does call up an Avenger. What if it's not an Avenger, you know?
That's true
Right,
too.
but I think that's what he means is there's no team anymore.
Yeah.
Now, there can be one assembled, right? And I think that's actually probably going to be a big part of Kang Dynasty is the fact that, in Secret Wars,
The team assembling.
the fact that there isn't a team. There's so many gaps, there's so many breaches, and think of it like breaches in security, right? So when the team finally comes together, it's like, this was necessary, we needed this, we didn't have this, we
Right.
got fucked. Kang did what he did, the Skrulls did what they did, we needed an initiative team.
And on the
Then
timeline,
you can have your West Coast,
that's
and then they can start,
Right.
they're,
Yeah.
we need to build more teams. But right now they're away from the team, and that's
Right.
why they're fucking losing every which way.
and on the timeline that Kevin Feige released at D23, did New World Order? Yes, New World Order's Phase 5. Kang Dynasty is Phase 6. So, you know, and that's what we're about to actually move right into. But as always, question is for you guys. Listen down below what you guys think of Kang Dynasty writers. Were you guys worried in any type of way of having I feel like we shouldn't be. I've just seen the concern out there. That's why I posed the question. But I feel as if we shouldn't be worried because if Marvel is trusting them, like we said, to do if Marvel is trusting Loveness to do their first Avengers film since the Infinity Saga, I think that it's in good hands. So, but as always, like I said, we just want to know what you guys think. So, let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that, and we're going to move right in because that segues us right into the next thing here, and that is the rumors that have come out. Well, not rumors. I'm sorry. The comments that the director of Captain America 4, Julius Ona, has made about the film. In a recent interview, let me pause. I don't know why that's even going. But anyway,
You just click on the screen.
yeah, I know. But wouldn't that have made it? No, I would have had unmute it. Anyway, in a recent interview, he was talking about New World Order, and he had called it a paranoid thriller, and I had shared that on my because I wasn't interested. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not been interested in. I wasn't excited. Not that I wasn't interested. Let me rephrase it. I wasn't excited for Cap 4 like that. I really wasn't. Especially with some of the things that I just wasn't excited with it. But whenever Julius Ona called it a paranoid thriller, and then it takes you back to, because we kind of talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
It takes you back to the Winter Soldier idea, and and then we even said that about the Secret Invasion trailer when it dropped. We all said it kind of gave us Winter Soldier vibes.
Right.
I love shows like that.
Yeah.
And that is something, not just movies, films, whatever. I love films, movies like that. I want to see that. I would love to see that. And there's, I feel like there's so much also that he has to deal with. But before we even get in that, let's get into what Ona had to say about the film.
See, I think that's what's throwing me. Hold on, I think I just figured it out. I think I just fucking figured it out. I'm having an epiphany moment. Because what... let's watch that. I'll get into it. I figured it out.
Yeah, let's see what Ona had to say here.
Be the leader. Welcome to Marvel Cinematic Universe. Welcome to D23 Expo. Captain America New World Order. We've been with Sam Wilson for years. Tell me where you think you want us to find him in this journey.
Look, he is in a new position. Stepping up to be the leader as Captain America is going to be a new set of challenges for him. And in this story, a big part of his journey is, well, how do you define that leadership? That's the thing that he hasn't had to deal with just yet. As a Falcon, he was always there supporting the rest of the team, but now he's the man leading the team. And I think that's going to be a really exciting journey to go on with him.
I can't wait to see it. The Russo brothers directed him through 4 movies. Kari Skogland got him for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All that came with kind of distinct styles of action. I'd love to hear, what do you think you're going to bring to the table in terms of getting Anthony Mackie to get some new moves out there?
There's a lot we're going to bring to the table. Again, this is a new set of challenges and a new set of adversaries, So I love classic paranoid thrillers, and that's a big part of the inspiration of this film. We want to find action that is grounded and tactile and give him new things to do that you haven't seen in those other films. And I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say we are planning some really, really exciting things.
I can't wait. And it also looks like it's going to have heart because the Bradley family is coming back, which is super exciting. The first Captain America, as we now know. What can you tell us about kind of the heartstrings you're about to pull on and maybe a lesson in MCU history?
Well, look, leadership is about making tough decisions. And there's going to be some really tough decisions that Sam has to make, both with the Bradleys, both also with Joaquin Torres, who looks up to him in really, really, really important ways. So when you think about the group of people around him, again, without spoiling our movie, and the journey he has to take, there's some really, really emotional and powerful stuff in store for audiences.
Tim Blake Nelson is back. We last saw him possibly becoming the leader in The Incredible Hulk in 2008. What can you say about that return?
Let's just say one of the things that really drew me to this project is the leader is a man who operates from intellect. And it's so great to have an adversary who is working with this incredible intellect to really, put Sam through the ringer in this story. And again, it's a paranoid thriller. It's this grounded adventure where I think everything that happens in this film feels so real and intense because of who this adversary is. So back to that other question of yours, what he's going to have to go through in this film is because he's got an adversary who is so terrifyingly intelligent.
You know when you guys start yet?
We are starting next spring.
Oh, that's good. I can't wait to see it, man. Thank you so much, Tom. It's a pleasure to meet with you. Congratulations.
Excitement. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that it just sounds like it's honestly going to. Yeah, no, we're good. It sounds like it's gonna be dope. Honestly, and the reason, like I said that, but this is also going to be dope because the things that Sam himself, already being called a paranoid thriller, but the things that Sam himself is going to have to deal with. We have to remember here, this is Sam Wilson. This is not Steve Rogers with the enhanced superhuman abilities. This is just a regular man, Sam Wilson, that has, the cool tech, but he's just a regular man in a suit.
Right, and he's, like he was saying, he has a lot of confidence issues as far as fulfilling the role of the goddamn super soldier of this and that. Like, he always had a job to do on the team, and he always did his job, but now he is the leader of the team. And, like, I'm going to be real honest with you, too. Okay, so what I said I figured out earlier. Let me do this here. Cool. So, initially, when, Phase 3 was going on, Phase 2, Phase 3, Marvel movies were grittier, right? And then space movies were fun. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was fun. And at first, it really took me out.
I thought it was great.
Well, I liked it, but I'm saying it definitely was kind of different for a second, you know what I'm saying? And Guardians 2 was goofy, and I really enjoyed it. And then Thor Ragnarok was goofy. Yeah. It had a lot of bright colors, a lot of light music, and it's fun. And I put it in my brain where I was like, okay, the space movies are goofy as fuck. They're cool, they're great, but they're funnier, they're more lighthearted. It's the Why Gamora type shit. It's the goofy lines and having fun. And then Earth is dark. And that is where these TV series have fucked with me so much, because street level, I want Daredevil level dark. Yeah. I want the Triad beat the fuck out of you and you barely survive by crawling into a fucking dumpster, like rough shit, right? And we're not getting that. We're getting goofy. We're getting your Miss Marvels and your She-Hulks and they're not, there's no dark. There's no grit. Disney lost its grit. It doesn't have any, right? But what's great about this shit is with the paranoid aspect to it, right? Because it's the Skrulls, right? I mean, I literally think of, I promise you in Secret Invasion, Nick Fury's going to have a scene where he just fucking shoots somebody and like, what are you doing? And then it's a Skrull. You know what I mean? Like, that level of, so he has to doubt who his teammates are. He has to doubt if he's getting correct information ever. He has to be so paranoid that he's doing the right thing and that he's not being led in the wrong direction in a new role of leadership he's just now stepping into. It's fucking brilliant. Yeah. And if done, like he said, on a very visceral, street level, everything feels really real and has weight to it kind of way.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Fuck yeah.
Right.
That's what we've been missing.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what people have been missing.
No, you're right.
That is why I bitched about Moon Knight so hard. It wasn't just the
Right.
violence or the gore. It was like, this needs to be dark.
Of all characters, yeah, that
Of
one
all
should have been
characters,
done
to
like
make
Daredevil
this like the
was.
Punisher and Daredevil.
Yeah.
I'll always go back to that scene in Daredevil in the prison where Punisher has to fight all the dudes in the
Yes.
hallway, and he's
Sick.
just
So sick.
stabbing people and shit, and it's like that street level, because he's not a hero that can go "Whoa," and everyone in a hallway get blown away.
Right.
He's a man, right?
Right,
and
yeah.
he's just he's human,
Right.
and
Like Sam, yeah.
like Sam is, where
Right.
Sam is not Cap,
Right.
but he's going up against a threat that Cap's never even had to face,
Right.
Right.
And the leader. Right.
and the leader, yeah.
Right. And Kellen, your thoughts on that? On what Ona said?
Yeah, yeah, it's just sounds like it's gonna be what Trey was saying, what we've been missing, basically. Get us back to it, because like we've been saying, like with the Marvel shows, take them for what they are, but we do at the same time, we want to return back to that grittiness, that seriousness, to where it's not just all a joke.
Right.
It's not everything's a joke. It's like, no, this is like, the consequence of some of these things have to do with the Earth, and in Quantumania it's going to be even more than that.
Right.
It's just it's like if we think about like the news, like if like shit like Ukraine and Russia's going on, like that serious shit, and then expand it to like the globe, that it's serious what's going on. So I'm just excited for it, because like we've talked about, I love why am I blanking on it?
Cap.
Yeah, the Winter Soldier. I love Winter Soldier. Just, it's a good movie on its own, apart from being a comic book movie. And to return to that, and to see that, and also with what's going to be going on with Sam, like he was talking about going from being the backup, being on your left, to now he's
Right.
the one calling the shots.
Right.
Now he's the one leading it.
With Torres, like he says, he's got Torres as Falcon looking up to him now.
So that should be fun. Like the fact that all that is going to be going on, and he's having to juggle all that, and then, we're going to get into the history of the super soldier serum more with what was his name? Is it Julius?
Yeah, Isaiah,
Yeah, Isaiah, and
the Bradleys.
yeah, and so like we're getting all that. That's going to be fun, and I think add like a lot of dynamism to the whole movie.
Yeah.
And on top of it, we're returning back to that grittiness and the, edge of our seat type Marvel movie.
This
I
is
was
a
just about to
Cap
say that.
that I could fuck with too. Because I've addressed it before on this channel that I'm not a Captain America fan, right? And part of it is because you're a fucking walking super soldier. You're the good old boy. You're the you know what I'm saying? This
Boy
a
Scout.
captain of the Boy Scout, right? This a Cap that I get to see grow into the role, right? Who has to deal with people looking up to him, and am I making the right calls, and watching him struggle. And then when he finally comes out as Cap, you know what I'm saying, fully like,
Right.
let's go, Avengers assemble, let's get, and he's confident in the
Right.
role, I'll be like, fuck yes, because
Right.
he wasn't. I like watching the struggle and development. I don't like it, oh, you're Cap because you're perfect, because they put a drug
Right.
in you that made you that way.
Right.
Fuck that. But this, I could totally get behind it.
Right. Right. And
I
you
want
know,
to see him fail for most of this movie. I
And-
really do.
And here, and to touch on that, what you just said there, and to touch on what you said about being on the edge of your seat, that's something I love about a paranoid type film, where we are on the edge of the seat as the audience and the main character. Our main character is also on edge with
Right.
people breathing down his neck and being paranoid, but also it puts you in the mind of the protagonist. It puts you in the mind of, like the leader. It's going to put us in the seat of what the leader's thinking of, him being the thrilling aspect that's paranoid. That's one of the aspects. I'm saying that's one of the aspects because, like you said, you want to see him grow. Sam is also going to be stepping into very big shoes here. He's going to be stepping into very big shoes, trying to fill shoes
Very big shield.
of Steve Rogers, and he is stepping into, and he's stepping into it not as a blonde haired, blue-eyed superhuman. He's stepping into it as a black man donning the stars and stripes. And I think that has to be an element that cannot be glossed over in this film or ignored.
Right.
I think that has to be something we see Sam dealing with, and that
they brought that up in Falcon and the
that's
Winter
what I said.
Soldier.
That's what I said. That's something
Yeah.
I loved about. I was just about to say that. Something I loved about Falcon and Winter Soldier. Even in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Sam being involved in Ultron, Sam being within the Age of Ultron, helping stop Ultron, Sam being, even though that the Avengers were looked at the way that they were looked at by some for the Sokovia, what happened to Sokovia and everything like that, but Sam ultimately helped save the universe from Thanos.
Right.
And then you fast forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and him being a hero, him being the new Captain America, him being always on Steve's left, he can't even get a bank loan.
Right.
As a black man donning the stars and stripes, he can't even get a bank loan.
Right.
So, and then you see that altercation between him and Bucky.
Hey, buddy.
Something that, again,
buddy.
I said that I love that scene, and when they are arguing, and then the police, the two police officers
Right.
come up to them and say, hey, is this man bothering you? Talking to Bucky,
Yeah.
asking, is this man bothering you? And then Bucky's like, do you know who this is? And then he's like, Falcon. I didn't, or whatever. I forget. Did they call him Falcon at that point? Yeah, Falcon.
I think so, yeah.
Again, dealing with that,
Right.
because a lot of people, I really hope they play on this more. A lot of people in the MCU, and they need to do it. Because they've been so real, even in She-Hulk. They've been real with the influencer
Yeah.
aspect of Titania and the real aspects of that, because we've seen that is what influencers do. That is what they do. They have these little, like Kylie Jenner. That is definitely what she does. That is some Kylie Jenner ass shit, and they've emulated that. So I hope that they emulate that, because there needs to be people in the MCU or 616 that are like, I don't want this black man donning stripes. I don't want
Right.
I don't want a that's not my, because we see it online on Twitter. That's not
Yeah.
my Captain America. Captain America. Even during Falcon and Winter Soldier, there were so many people that were missing the point of what that show was trying to get across with the rewrites and everything they had to struggle with COVID.
Well, and I think it's interesting to see him specifically donning the shield of Captain America for the fact that, imagine you're in the military, right? And you've heard your grandfather tell stories about Captain fucking America.
And that's right.
He saved us from the fucking Nazis. He's the wild, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Captain fucking
Right.
America. And then he walks out. And he's goddamn Captain America, the superhuman. You see him destroy tanks with his bare fucking hands. You're like, wow.
You see him
right?
chase down cars going 80, 60 miles per hour.
Yeah.
He's saving the world left and right. You're like, that's Captain America. He goes away, and then a regular human who is his buddy wants to don the same. You're kind of like, but you're not the man that my grandfather told stories about. You're not the man that saved
and
us
that's such a good element that you
and
just said.
so
there.
that isn't necessarily a racist thing, but it is a who the fuck are you? You're not Cap.
Yeah, because
You're not the man
even
that
Phil
saved
Coulson
me.
had, I think it was in the Avengers film, Phil Coulson had trading cards in the MCU of Cap.
Yeah.
So there are trading cards in the
Yeah, so
MCU
some
of
guy
these people
shows
that
up
have
and says,
had,
I'm Captain America, and it's like, no.
But they're still, no, I get that.
And
I
you'll
get
have
what
to-
you're
but
saying.
But I also think Rhodey has a large, not Rhodey, Falcon has a large military presence. I mean, people know who he is. He's famous. He's always been military minded.
Right, I get what you're saying on that. He is famous, he is military minded, but that takes it back to, like I said, he helped save the universe and couldn't even get a bank loan.
True.
Had that been a Steve Rogers that came in there was Mr. Rogers, of course, and I get it. Steve's
You want to sleep with my wife?
I get it, and I get it. Two completely different legacies there.
Yeah.
Steve's legacy, or Sam's legacy, is not even begun, so he can't even hold he can't walk and expect to get the Steve Rogers treatment. I understand that, but he was still an Avenger. He still was an Avenger. There should still be some. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying.
And that's what I'm saying. I know what you're saying, but I'm also saying he still is going to have to deal. Even though people are going to be like, oh well, that's not you're not the Captain America that my grandfather talked about, but it's still going to be people that are going to be like, but he's also black. He's also the black man donning the stars and stripes.
Right.
So like I said, it was already touched on in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I hope that they.
Oh
further
yeah,
that.
I'm not saying
I think that needs to be something he deals with.
I think they will.
I think that comes with the paranoia, right? I think they
That's
should
what
do
I'm
both.
saying. That comes with
Where
the
some
paranoia.
guy,
of
you know,
it.
this guy's just racist, right? This guy over here is not racist at all. He's just like, you're not Steve Rogers. Why
Right.
are you pretending to be? And this guy over here is a Skrull. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
what the fuck
Lot
is going
going
on?
on.
Right.
And he can't win for losing, right? He can't
But
do
at the
anything.
end of this, I like Ona said, and like you said, we do see him become that leader. We see him step into that leader position to where when we see him in Avengers 5 and he is, boom, I'm calling shots,
Yeah.
I'm telling you here, you here. It's like, that's my Cap.
Yeah,
That's
and
Cap.
I will
Yeah.
honestly probably like him more as a character because I saw the struggle.
And I hope Anthony
Right,
Mackie
yeah, by
can
the end of
deliver
the
it,
film.
man.
And I'm sorry, to me, the struggle of, oh, I'm a real tiny small boy, oh, I'm a big strong man, is not a fucking struggle to me.
Right.
What Anthony Mackie's going to have to go through is a struggle. And then when he finally says Avengers, he gets that bass in his voice, you know what I'm saying? He gets that diaphragm flex, Avengers, assemble! And
Right.
19 gods
Yeah.
and all these people come slam down behind him.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
ooh, you know?
Yeah, no,
Where-
it definitely does.
Timeline-wise, what's going to be first, Cap 4 or Thunderbolts? Because I'm
Cap 4. Thunderbolts is last in
okay.
Phase 5.
So are we gonna see? Is it gonna make sense? Probably 2. Are we gonna get in Cap 4? It's gonna make sense why Bucky's on the Thunderbolts.
I'm hoping so.
I'm assuming that's a whole other thing that's going to be thrown in there too, like whether he gets,
depends on the
succumbs to
timeline.
mind control again or whatever
No,
happened.
Thunderbolts is after. It's last on Phase 5.
That's what I'm saying. So it would, whatever happens to Bucky in this movie
Yeah,
would lead to...
right.
The
So
Thunderbolts
I'm
story.
excited to see that too, even though I thought that it was weird that he's on the Thunderbolts, but that does mean that that's something else that's going to be addressed, and we know. So on the one hand, we're going to have, it seems like a Sam as Cap that is completely different at the beginning of the movie versus the end of the movie. He's gonna go through all that and like kind of metamorphosize or whatever, and then at the same time we're gonna have like kind of probably the opposite going on with Bucky, like
Right.
kind of a deterioration of where he all the progress he made in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, apparently he's gonna end up on the Thunderbolt, so apparently that's all going down the drain.
Right.
You know?
Well, and on top of that, Sam doesn't know Bucky like Steve did.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Sam doesn't
No.
have that bond. That's not his best friend. I mean, they are, together and this and that, but it's like, what would Sam react if he got awakened again? If he got active again?
Right.
Well, if they activated fucking the Winter Soldier, what does he do? I mean, it's his friend, sure, but it's not the same as... Cap was literally like, I will burn this whole country to the
Right.
ground. I mean, Tony
save my friend.
sees on camera the Winter
Yeah.
Soldier killing his parents, and Steve's still like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I was so Team Tony, man.
Yeah.
I was
Dude, me
like,
too.
kick his ass.
Yeah.
Kick
When
it-
he's like,
when-
it was my mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's my
bro,
mom, bitch.
that's what I'm saying. Like when they were fighting, and
Yeah.
he said Friday analyzed his fight pattern, and she
Yeah.
got it, and he's like,
Yeah.
let's kick his ass. I was like, kick his fucking
I
ass,
was
Tony.
I was so
Kick
pro.
his ass.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
see, what we just talked about there, I just want to highlight that for 1 second before we move on or do whatever the case might be. We're talking about, in that movie where Captain America goes rogue to save Bucky, and then we watch Bucky murder Tony Stark's parents, and they all fucking fight to damn near the death.
Brilliant, right?
That is the grittiness that was
Yes. Uh-huh.
pre-Endgame Avengers.
Yeah.
Pre-Endgame
That was
Marvel.
also the Russos.
It was the Russo
Yeah,
brothers, I know,
yeah,
but
those
I'm
Russo
just saying,
brothers, man, they
that is
did
what
us
I mean
right.
by the level of serious tone, real shit's happening, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, any scene other than that one, where you have Captain and Tony in the same room, you're giggling the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Because there
Yeah.
was humor, it just wasn't slapstick humor.
But you know,
That's
Yes,
the thing. I feel like
yes.
this
It's
Marvel humor
more
lately
clever.
makes me feel stupid. It makes you. It's almost like, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I can't get to a complex joke? Do you think I
Right.
can't get subtle humor?
Right.
Do you think I can't get dark humor?
Right.
Does it have to be just in my face? Like, it doesn't have to be that way.
You said Steve and Tony in the same room was laughs and giggles. Another serious scene with Steve and Tony that I love. I think it's one of my favorite. I have a couple favorite scenes. Yes,
Is that the one?
In
That was ad-lib, too.
Endgame when when he was like when they were having that conversation, and he was like, how do we beat him? He's like, there's no beating him. He was like, he's unstoppable. He's this and he's that. And he was like, you know what I need? He was like, where were you when I needed you and you weren't there? And you know.
No, he said, Tony, we don't need the sarcasm right now. And Tony's like, I needed you and on. You weren't there.
Yeah.
You were, and then he sits there. He's like, something, liar. And like he said, all that was ad libbed.
Yeah. It was all ad libbed.
Well, because he had said, he was like, we'll fight them together, and he's like, we'll lose, and Cap's like, we'll do that together too, and he's like, where were you? Because I lost, and I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there, so he's like,
as he stuck to the fucking chair.
He's like, and he's like, and you said we do that together too, and he said you weren't there.
Yeah,
liar. Yeah, bro, that was. Oh, I was because the look on Evan's face and the look on God, bruh.
RDJ's such a good actor.
Well,
so
that's
good.
The thing. So is like Chris Evans again. He was playing a good old boy.
Yeah,
he's a good fucking actor too, dude.
He is.
I mean, because he played
it brilliantly.
Where like I disagreed with a lot of things that Cap was saying during that time. I mean, on the Civil War point, I was especially in the comics. It was they make it a deal of both sides have points, right? And you will side with one or the other. I was much more on Team Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. But I always have been.
But like,
even in the comics,
he played such a convincing Cap. You know, such a convincing, and he always had the moral high ground, like a douchebag, but didn't seem like a douchebag. He just seemed like he was like, "This is it's common sense. This is what's right. This is what we have to do." And Tony would be like, "No, you fucking idiot!" Like it was such a. I miss them.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I miss them a lot, and the dynamic, but also like, it started back in Avengers 1. What are you without the soup? Billionaire, playboy. It's like their little cattiness started back then.
It's one of the best lines in
and they
all
just
of the
developed
MCU.
it. So that's where I'll give Marvel credit.
Yeah,
they gotta meet. Some of these characters gotta meet.
Yeah, some of these characters definitely have to meet.
They haven't even fucking met. They have to, so I can't hold them to that.
They have to fucking meet. And
then there's the rumor of while we're still on this topic, there's the rumor when talking about this paranoid thriller and leader and all that. And
I was just about to touch on that. Well, no, that's a different. I don't know if that's for this. That's why I didn't bring up Moon Knight in this one. I'm not sure if that's for this. I need to double check on some of those things with Moon Knight, especially with Feige dropping the news he dropped at D23. So I need to double check on some of that. But with the leader, with Tim Blake Nelson coming back as the leader, that is an interesting element because you are now taking Cap, like he said, brand new Cap, but his adversary is intelligent as fuck. And is going to be outmaneuvering you on every single playing field. You're going to have to outthink this man on every single level.
I'm going to do this.
Exactly.
Which is perfect for a paranoid thriller.
That's what I'm saying. That's perfect.
Great.
It's perfect. And but we've also heard now. These are rumors again. Now we're entering rumor territory now. So with these, we've also heard that there are going to be multiple Hulks in the film. We've heard that there's going to be Red She-Hulk. We've heard that She-Hulk herself is going to be in it. I don't know if Hulk is going to be in it, but we've heard so there are going to be multiple Hulks in the film. I mean, the leader is obviously synonymous with the Hulk, but if these rumors are true and there are multiple Hulks in the film, and you've got, I don't know. I just feel like before I heard Ona explain what was going on, how it's a paranoid thriller, I was more so believing the rumors of the multiple Hulks, but after you have him explain it the way he explained it, how do you throw in the Hulk?
It seems like it'd be cluttered.
Right. Well, but it also seems like, okay, we don't need a Sam Wilson Cap to handle this. We have the Hulk. I mean, he doesn't have the superhero, the superhuman serum. He's a regular dude.
Right.
So, I mean, and that is one of the weird things. They need to figure out a way to power him up. Because, gone are the scenes where Cap's using his shield to block Thor's hammer.
It's going to be
You're a regular man that's shattering your fucking bones.
But it's going to be the suit, I bet. It's going to be the suit. It's going to be the Wakandan vibranium and the being made of vibranium, basically. Right. That's going to be able to stop it. So, I mean, I don't know. But like I said, as always, question is for you guys. Let us know down below what you guys think. What are you guys thinking about some of the things going on with Captain America 4? What are you thinking about some of Ona's comments there on Captain America 4? And I think also something we have to do, I made comments about Ona early on with his Cloverfield paradox, whatever the fuck it was, that was really highly anticipated but then bombed. I said to myself, I said also on this channel, I said, hey, maybe he's not going to be the best pick because of the terrible bomb that he did. We have to think about that. But then I also thought to myself, Taika Waititi can't destroy Thor: Love and Thunder because of what he did on Ragnarok. So I think we just have to take these directors for what they do. So let us know down below what you guys think of that.
Okay, and I'm going to jump into the comments real quick. You want to do a comment corner before our last...
Yeah,
next
no,
one's our
that's
last topic, right?
fine.
I'm just going off the title. Either way, I'm going to jump to the comments.
No,
before
go
we to
ahead. No,
whatever
we
our next thing
have
is here.
like 2 or 3 more.
All right. So, Cornelia said, I think Marvel Studios sees just about everyone is fed up with the overly necessary goofiness, so hopefully Kang Dynasty is written as more of a suspenseful thriller. And we just talked about, I agree with you there. J.A. Wolf said, I agree. Part of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness being so good was the serious horror tone set to it. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of good things about that movie, but that was one of them.
The Raimi.
Let's see here. So, Raymond 2000 said, I hope Kang Dynasty brings back the great storytelling we've been missing from Marvel. I feel like everything has been subpar after Endgame, with the exception of a couple movies and TV shows. I really want Sam's Captain America to do well, but this film already is being problematic, and Anthony Mackie... Never mind, yay, Cat 4.
No.
I mean, hey, dude. No,
Hey,
the
man, everybody
is
knows.
free.
Everybody knows how I feel. Everybody that watches our channel knows how I feel about Anthony Mackie. I don't dislike the man. I just don't think that he is the best actor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing.
fair.
You know, we're giving this high hope and high praise, high possibility. But feel free if we trust me, we share in the sentiment of the oh shit.
There
right?
are moments, but I don't want to sit here and shit on it. There are moments that I like that he delivers on lines, like the I hate you, or can you move your seat up? No, like there are moments. There are moments when he delivers. Like there were moments in Falcon and Winter Soldier where he delivered. Mm-hmm. But
I think it's probably
I don't
because
know.
he was introduced as a side character, as a on your left.
Yeah.
That people are like, can he really be the center focus?
Yeah.
Because that's how we see him so far in the MCU. Right?
I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to, like the whole cruise thing they released that's another thing. Was that not the Avengers? Anyway.
And then all right, so we
hold on. But the whole cruise thing they released, his acting in that was like
goofy.
I was just like, oh, Anthony, God, this is not good.
Yeah, because he played the poster of fucking Cap. But anyway, J.O. said, hence the reason I'm not a fan of Captain Falcon. It's not about his history. It's about him being a regular dude in a suit with wings.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Because, I'll give the opposite argument. You could try to say, well, Tony was just in a suit. Well, he was brilliant.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tony had a
really
superpower. He was fucking brilliant.
And then we got Raymond 2000 said we need Marcus and McFeely back.
Bingo.
They were the real MVPs, outstanding writers, and they understood the characters. Bro, I mean, 100%.
I have seen so many people saying that, and that is just so true. I mean, and I've also seen in the same hand some people saying, well, no, we need to see new writers. We need to see new material. My thing has always been, what ain't broke, don't fucking fix.
Well, I think it also goes back to the issue with some American comic books, in my opinion, where, I read a lot of Eastern comic books, and they're all written by one person. One person writes the shit from beginning to end and tells the story. And then it doesn't get picked up again, right?
That's why we have so many arguments about, like, Superman and characters like that, because it's different writers.
Well, and that's the thing, is you can, let's say you like Black Panther, right? There are going to be some writers and illustrators that you prefer, and others that you don't.
I mean, we talked about that. I prefer Black Panther's written in how he's written in Civil War and how he's written in...
Yeah.
But there'll be certain issues or certain runs written by someone that you're like, I don't fuck with this one as much, right? So that comes to an issue if you really fuck with the way, say, Marcus wrote one character, right? Well, you get a new writer in, having to write the same character, you're going to be like, hold on, this isn't how... And that's the problem, right? If I write a fucking Deadpool comic and y'all love it to pieces... and then he takes it over, it won't feel the same.
Right.
So it can still be good, and you'll attract new people to it, but the old people might be like, this isn't fucking...
Yeah.
This isn't what I'm working with here.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
And then to end this up, Rochelle Walker said bingo on Raymond 2000. Marcus and McFeely have a great storytelling. Best film the MCU has to offer. And then One Life J said street level heroes could be more grittier, but Marvel seems to be making all their street level heroes power up like Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, and Echo rumored to be supernatural, so they don't go dark. So, I mean, here's the thing I'll say to this one, One Life J. They can be supers and still be very dark. Moon Knight is a super, and he is very dark, very twisted. He murders. I mean, his whole thing with hell, they just did the newest issues of an Avengers initiative for the West Coast. They did it in a secret group. Moon Knight was in it, and Cap calls him the Moon Wrench. You can't fucking stand him because he murders people, because he kills for Khonshu. He's a slave to him. So like, so that's back and forth. I think it can be done either way. They're just not making them gritty. Shout out Stamina MC and guys, we appreciate y'all checking in. We appreciate you guys chatting with us. We love having y'all here. There's more things you want to talk about, leave them in the comments. I hit them after probably every other segment. And remember, we do have our Streamlabs. If you guys want to support us on there, all the donations we get go right back into the channel. We're also on that quest for 1,000. So,
yes, sir. We are so close. So be smashing like on this video.
Yeah,
we
make
are
sure
close.
you're liking, sharing with your friends, subscribing if you haven't yet. You hit that little notification bell if you want. But we're definitely so close to hitting that $1,000 or 1,000 sub goal. It's a huge deal for us. So, yeah, I mean, but either way, if y'all just want to sit in here and talk with us and comment and chat, we love that support too. Any way y'all support us, we appreciate it. And y'all are the best.
And then the next topic that we have here, moving on to that next one, we have one more topic after this, maybe two. I do want to touch on the Little Mermaid bullshit.
Oh, that'll be quick.
But the next topic that we do have here is something that might be a little... some people might be thinking... It's not this one. We're not talking about that yet. But some people may be thinking... Because I did put a poll out there. I know Stamina MC, you just got in here. And I know that you have... I've seen your comments on some things. On the poll that I put out about D23. Was it a bomb? Was it good? What do you think? And I know some people think that, okay, it wasn't that bad. Marvel, they did their thing. Star Wars did their thing. Disney did their thing. I'll say no. And here's why I'll say no to that. And, because I even asked before we even started. Before we started our stream, I asked. Yeah. And as we were streaming, before they even started announcing shit, I remember I asked everyone, should we be tempering our expectations? Yeah. Should we be going in thinking and believing all the rumors? Because you remember, there were so many rumors. Insiders were reporting this person was getting cast. This person was getting cast. This show was getting announced. This film is getting announced. This is going to be happening all at D23. Our jaws are going to drop. Marvel's going to leave us all in awe. Like, oh my God, this is just amazing. Now, as I went in, I wasn't expecting much from Star Wars. And I'm going to get on them both individually. I'm going to start with Star Wars. I'm going to get this out of the way. I wasn't expecting much with Star Wars.
You didn't get much either.
No, we didn't get much. And you know what? Here's the thing. That was where Star Wars should have come out. Especially in the state that Star Wars is currently in with the fandom. That's where Star This should have come out and said, hey... Listen, we're not announcing any films today, but here's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be giving you this film, this. But then again, I don't know as a fan if I would have believed that, because Star Wars cancels more projects than they announce. They announce them, but then they later on cancel them. Rogue Squadron is an example of that. It was just removed. Why would you remove your Top Gun level type film? Like why? Like your top, like that Rogue Squadron. I love the. You remember the game? Remember the game Rogue Squadron? The game was fun. Like, I'm just so, and then you come out and you give us Mandalorian Season 3. Okay, great. We knew about Mandalorian Season 3, though. I appreciate the trailer. Trailer was dope. I'm not knocking the trailer. The trailer was dope. But yeah, great. We knew we were getting that. Tales of the Jedi. If you were paying attention to Star Wars Celebration, I already knew about Tales of the Jedi. I saw the leaked version of the trailer. I didn't see the full version like we just got. I saw the leaked version. So that was dope. You saw my reaction. It was dope. I loved it.
I did too.
Andor. We knew we were getting Andor. They keep giving us all these fucking clips and basically showing us all 3 episodes of Andor before they drop. We know Andor's coming. Great. Fantastic. Why are we talking about fucking Andor? It happens literally in a few days. We know.
Yeah.
Then... they show Ahsoka, but don't give us a trailer. At least those of us that were online. I don't know if they showed a trailer to the people I don't think they did. I don't think they showed a trailer to the people that were even there. But you were talking about the Ezra. Remember, I was talking all week about, I think they cast Ezra Bridger. They've gotten Amon forgot his last name, but Aman Asadi, or forget his last name. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But to be Ezra Bridger. Why not bring him out on stage, Kathleen? Why not bring him out and discuss that? Like, hey guys, here's our Ezra, woo, for the Ahsoka show. Here's our here's our Grand Admiral Thrawn for the Ahsoka show. Why not parade that? Why not get fans hype? Why not get people excited for something? What you literally did was you announced every fucking thing that you already announced in 2019. Besides the shit you canceled.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that they had to skip a year of D23 due to the pandemic, and they didn't come with shit this year.
They didn't come with anything.
2019.
No, they came with nothing but Tales of the Jedi. That was it. And then I'm sure if you're excited for Bad Batch, sure.
But then they did the concept for Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, with scale, but see, that even disappointed me because I guess that's still within the Skywalker universe. I was under the impression that was supposed to take place nowhere within of this, and that's when I'm out of touch. You remember I went on my rant about them talking to Rian Johnson about him coming back and doing a trilogy. Mm-hmm. Out of touch. Why are you having those conversations with Rian Johnson when he made the most divisive Star Wars film? They don't give a fuck. But that's what Kathleen should have done. She should have came out on stage and said, hey, these are the movies that we are going to possibly be doing. I know that's because that's what we're all waiting for. Star Wars hasn't been in the theater since Rise of Skywalker. What was that, 2019? It's 2022 now? Star Wars hasn't been in film? It hasn't been a film? Yeah, and they're talking about 2025 is supposed to be the next film that we get of Star Wars. So I just thought that Star Wars failed in that aspect. I thought they should have done so much better, should have went so much harder than they did. And I know that Kellen's not, the biggest Star Wars fan, but some of the things that Star Wars has promised, like even the Acolyte.
You're not a Star Wars guy?
He is a Star Wars guy.
I've seen him. I'm just not like,
but
I don't know the comics. And
you guys watched
canon stuff.
You guys, I think, both watched the
What's
show,
that,
the most
Magnus
popular show that was on Netflix in 2020. The red light, green light.
Oh, Squid Game.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
The leading actor in Squid Game got cast for Acolyte.
He's such a good actor.
And he's going to be the main Sith in Acolyte. So we're assuming. I think he is the main Sith in Acolyte. And that news broke before D23. They didn't even say Ac. They didn't even talk about Acolyte.
Yeah,
they didn't say shit about it. Why would you not discuss? Why not drum up hype? Is my thing.
Because I don't think they realize what the fans actually want to hear about. Like that's really what it comes down to for me. I don't think they know. I don't think they care. I don't know. Because Disney's fucking dumb right now, man. Like, I mean,
that's a Lucasfilm problem to me.
I mean, Star Wars.
That's a Kathleen Kennedy
right now. I didn't mean to say Disney. Sorry, guys. But still,
Sorry, Mickey.
Sorry, Mickey. Oh, no, but that's the thing that just bugs me is it's just like they don't know. They don't like because I mean, for like even in Marvel, right? What is the thing that we love when we see our character, our cool villain, or our this and that come to life on screen. Mm-hmm. We want to see the actor playing and we're like, oh shit, that's so and so, right? Ooh, and it's an actor I like too. Double oh shit,
right.
This is I'm living in it. And then you see clips of them, you're so excited. You see the artwork for it, and you're like, yes. Yeah. Where Star Wars is just like, here's some pictures from the Ahsoka show we've talked about for 4 years.
Yeah, like
here's the Mandalorian, our flagship show, the only thing keeping us alive. We're doing a 3rd season if y'all didn't know. It's like no fucking shit. This literally seemed like an old man's venue.
Yeah.
It was the most like woo would have been like illegal there. They didn't want people fucking getting excited for a damn thing.
Yeah. Right. No, like I said, but that's typical Star Wars. That's what they. So it was just disappointing. But to quickly move it over here to Marvel, same thing. We got the Secret Invasion trailer and we got Werewolf by Night. I'm not going to sit here and say we didn't know about Werewolf by Night, even though Marvel didn't officially announce anything about Werewolf by Night prior to D23. It was known.
And that was such a dope thing, though, I feel like for us, where we sat here. It was either the weekend before, it was that morning. Talking about his Werewolf by Night, I think. Because you had to tell me, you're like, Trey, it's not ever been officially announced. And I was like, what? And it's like, it's not a thing right now. They've never talked about it, never nothing, and then we get the trailer.
Yeah, because we all thought they weren't going to do a Werewolf by Night maybe until next October.
Yeah, that's what we were.
Yeah, we were discussing if it'd be because like they haven't even announced they started filming on it, so it'd have to be next October, and then boom, they
and then they're like,
the
7th.
Well, it's a short though, so that's kind of why.
Right.
But
Yeah, it is a short, but
Like,
I mean,
you get Man Thing, and then they drop Man Thing in it too.
Yeah.
Like that's what
and
I
the
mean,
TVA.
though.
The
Yeah.
TVA was also in
Yeah,
it.
that's what I mean though. Is there's just so many cool fucking things that Marvel does.
Star Wars didn't even.
I got bitches about what Marvel did.
Oh
but-
no, yeah, I definitely
Fantastic
have
Four
bitches.
was an
Well,
issue.
my
Yeah.
whole thing was, do you know what you would have? It would have been cooler to go to San Diego Comic-Con. Just for Marvel. It would have been cooler to go to San Diego Comic-Con. Do you understand the pants-shitting level of excitement I would have had in a crowd? Seeing them literally go, here's the timeline. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it would have been
and
dope.
you didn't even do that at your own
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
convention
That's
a month
that's
later?
the point. That's the one of the main points. Is Disney has been high on. We want our D23 to be our Game 7. We want it to be bomb after bomb, no matter what. If it's Disney, if it's Marvel on stage, whether it's Star Wars on stage, whether it's Disney Animation, whether it's Pixar, we want it to be bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb, so we can leave every person that is tuned in for their perspective, whatever they're tuned in for, whether it be at all, to have their jaws dropped and be like, oh my god, Disney just blew me away. But it wasn't that. And Marvel didn't do that either. Marvel didn't do that
They
either.
did not keep that energy.
No, not at all. And for me, it wasn't the fact, like, was I disappointed that the Fantastic Four wasn't announced? Yes. Was I disappointed that there were other things like Deadpool, like Ryan? Yes. But for me, it wasn't the fact that Fantastic Four wasn't announced. It wasn't that Ryan Reynolds didn't come out and say, hey, Deadpool 3. It wasn't the fact that, we didn't get any Spider-Man news or anything like that. For me, it was the fact that we got fucking nothing new.
I mean, I think, and that's the thing is that,
Besides the Thunderbolts, and I won't even really throw that in there because that was, we kind of
But-
already knew
but
about
you
that shit
mentioned-
too.
Yeah,
You
it was just
mentioned in the
who
beginning of
was
this
in it.
conversation tempered expectations, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think saying, oh, are they going to announce the Fantastic Four cast is a tempered expectation. And for Feige, because it was
Well,
so...
see, that too.
But that's the thing, it was so clear that that is the one thing everyone was like, this makes
Yeah.
the most sense. Me and you even disagreed on it before we started the fucking stream. That this is the most reasonable thing they could give us. We know the show's coming. We know they have casting planned, right? This is a reasonable thing they can give us. And everyone wanted it so much that literally Feige had to come on stage and go fuck yourself. You're not getting it.
Right.
Like he had to make it a point to show the Fantastic Four thing. He goes,
The new logo.
yeah, the new logo. Here's the director. You're not getting the cast. I know that's why all of you are here.
Yeah.
And so it's not even tempered expectations because it's like, well, that was the obvious thing.
Well,
that you
but
did.
I thought this too. To like you just said on the tempered expectations, I thought Marvel has also set this expectation, in my opinion. Marvel has also set this expectation to where, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it also puts it in the position to where anytime we as the audience, when Marvel steps on the stage, anytime they say something, we expect our jaws to drop.
Yeah.
And when they don't, we take it as an L, even when it may in reality to others may not really be an L.
Well, yeah, no, and that's my thing, is this wasn't an L. It wasn't. We got Man-Thing, right? We got Secret
Yeah,
Invasion.
no, there were things that
We
we
got the director, we
but
got
that's
the
what I'm saying. But
Thunderbolts.
it was just nothing. It was nothing that we didn't already know.
Well, no, I'm saying that it was, compared to San Diego Comic-Con,
Yeah.
it was lackluster. And San Diego Comic-Con is not Disney's fucking event.
Right.
Marvel's home turf. Their convention. Their big fucking... This is you, bro. This is your company. And you're going to do better things at San Diego Comic-Con? Why?
Right.
That's what I mean. If they would have held off on the timeline
Right.
and did that at D23, we would be sitting in these chairs going, they gave us the whole fucking timeline, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so cool. But
Right,
they don't
yeah.
even do that at their own convention.
Yeah.
I don't...
But see, like I said, maybe it was for the people that were there at the D23 experience. I'm sure it was a much grander experience because they got to see trailers we
yeah.
didn't
Except
get
for
to
John
see.
Cavier.
Loki 2.
They got to see the Loki 2 trailer. They got
Yeah.
to see footage, and from what I've heard from Wakanda Forever with Namor, okay, you know how when Thanos came through and was just beating the shit out of everybody and all
Yeah.
that. From what, or not just Thanos, just
Piecing up Hulk.
yeah. From what I've heard, or just even that scene with the DC scene where they try to take down Superman and he's just you move. I've heard that's what Namor is like in that scene. There, he's just boom, get out the way, and accurately he should be. I mean, that's how Namor should be. It's really disappointing that we're doing that and he doesn't get to fight T'Challa. We don't get to see that, but
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, I think that
Oh yeah, because
for the people.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying for the people that were there, it was probably a grander experience because they got to see things that we online did not get to see. We got, and I don't want to say all we got, because we did get the Secret Invasion trailer, and we did get to see Werewolf by Night, but we didn't get to see it. So for us, everybody was like, after that, everybody was just kind of like, oh. No Loki 2 trailer, no nothing like that. So yeah.
I think this is a thing for me. If they're going to start bringing in some of these villains, like a Namor, right? Then, and it's what I would hope, in some of these movies, these heroes ain't exactly going to be winning.
Right.
Like, it's not kill the villain anymore, right? It's very much like a Namor. I don't give a fuck if T'Challa's there or not. He does not die in this film.
No.
He does not get beaten to a point of what happened to Namor. Like, no, he might lose and then be like, T'Challa, and then, get away. But, like, they're bringing in heavy name people. So, yeah, like you said, I expect Namor when the entire, what is the name of the women? The warrior women of Wakanda? The
Doors. The Dora Milaje.
The Dora Milaje. When they all attack him, I fully expect him to be like... Doof, 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 doof. Who the fuck are y'all? If it was T'Challa show up, beat his ass too, because T'Challa's taken off guard. Who the fuck are you? And then, as the movie progresses, a lot of dog, right? So I fully expect it. I would be pissed if Namor wasn't shitting on everyone that came knocking on his door.
Right. Yeah, no, like I said, it's
Marvel's first mutant, everybody. Come on now.
It probably was a little bit better of an experience for the people that were there, but just for us that were at home, it was just like, okay, well, all right.
Well, and that did suck, because for a while there, they could have tempered it if they were going to do those only people there exclusive event kind of things. They could have salt and pepper, laid it out better, right? Because it did seem like it was like Wakanda Forever secret stuff, Loki 2 secrets. I mean, there's a couple in a row where it's like, cool, they get to see shit we don't.
Yeah.
What?
Because the audio for the Loki 2 trailer leaked, and oh my, the dialogue in it. Now I'm not gonna play it here because it's been getting taken down. I'm gonna get copyrighted on this live. So but it has been everywhere, and this season, man, I want to see the trailer. I want to see the trailer so bad. Too. It's like, because people that were there have done breakdowns of the trailer, and the breakdowns that they've done of the trailer, it sounds so dope. Like Loki, it sounds dope, man. Loki, it's
one of my most anticipated things is Loki season 2. For
it looks like it's going to be really good. So But anyway, as always, questions for you guys. I mean, that's just our little thoughts there on the D23. That was, to me, just. That's Disney's Game 7. That's their minute when they're stepping up on stage to collect their rings. They're like, hey, we are about to blow minds here. So they
hyped it up to be that way too. It's not like we were just like
this is not fan. This is not something we're making up. They definitely
they're putting it out there, and then they've also just conditioned us to have our jaws drop. So when they don't, we're like, why isn't my jaw dropping right now?
Right.
I usually it's Pavlovian. Like usually they come out on stage, I drool. It's just
Yeah.
No, so it should be. That's how it should be for especially their event. So again, let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Like, subscribe, share that with your friends. And we got one more topic here. We'll quickly, before we jump into the last main topic, I will quickly jump on this. And I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share this here. This is, I'm sure everybody has seen this. I'm sure everyone has seen this. And we've talked about this. We've talked about this before with people of color joining the MCU. The MCU.
It was joining some fucking Newports floating in the water. Son of a bitch.
With the people of color joining in fantasy roles or being cast in these fictional roles and things like that. And I think this one has been the worst one so far of the newer ones, at least, of Moses and everything else that we've been seeing. The racist or just the bigotry, even within Lightyear and everything else. This one takes the cake of the newer ones, I would say, because the things that have been out there, the things that have been said about Ariel being portrayed as black now, it's ridiculous, and I'm so sick of having to
we
defend
have to do this with everything.
With everything now.
Yeah, every time.
Everything. I'm so sick of having to defend against gatekeeping bigotry.
Yeah.
Or having to fight against gatekeeping bigotry. I'm so sick of having to fight against that because it's like, like I said, if you can't wrap your head around Or if you can wrap your head, I've said this before, if you can wrap your head around dragons and elves and talking raccoons and trees and lightsabers and superhuman powered beings, but you can't wrap your head around there being a black mermaid. Oh, but heaven forbid, no, it's Ariel. That's what they're upset about. They're upset that it's Ariel. Tell me where, when you watch the original Little Mermaid film, the animated film, if you watch the film, where does it say, where is it written that she is this, that she's white? Where is that ever said?
So I got you here, and I'll make this because I saw a guy this morning going off on some fucking neckbeardy ass rant, right? Of the Little Mermaid Ariel is a white. Holy shit!
Yeah, no. These are the ones I've said I was going to share.
Yeah, you hold on. You're going to distract me, and I can't fucking. So he's basically said Ariel is a white girl with red hair. Y'all know this. No. Y'all need to go woke, go broke. It's just some dumb shit, right? And I'm gonna explain something to everybody real fast. So everybody knows Ariel's green in the book that this was based off of.
Right.
She was green.
Right.
She ripped out her tongue in order to get legs, in order to go onto land, tries to seduce the prince, fails, contemplates fucking murdering him, decides against it, and then literally melts into sea foam. So,
that's the original.
So that's the fucking book it's all based on,
book.
right? So my argument is it's not that you don't want to whitewash things. It's not that you don't want race and color being the center focus, because y'all made her white, right? But now that they also want to make her, which makes, let's even argue you're by the sun, you're in the water, she's going to be tan as shit, right? Regardless if you're looking at it scientifically. But let's go away from that because it's fucking mermaids and say,
it's fantasy.
But I'm just saying, your whiteness is showing because you're cool with washing it once. Okay, let's take this story. Well, let's make everybody white in the story. That's what you did because she wasn't. So that's what you did. And now they want to make her a different skin pigment. And you're like, oh hell no, go woke, go broke, and fucking. And that's my point, is that you're. It's okay when you did it, but now it's gonna be done again, and you're mad about it. And I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm also in a camp that's like, I'm not gonna go fucking see The Little Mermaid, not because it has anything to do with who she's cast as. I don't give a fuck to see the movie because it's The Little Mermaid. And I feel like that's like 90% of the people bitching about this movie are some fucking white dudes. Older men who can't fucking handle on a movie they're never gonna fucking see.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up and let me. She has an amazing voice.
Oh, Halle Berry, Halle Berry can sing her ass off. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, I've seen, this is the little things I've seen. People saying, like, oh, well, her hair's not red enough. Well, I saw a TikTok video of a woman with red hair, and she wet her hair, and she said, this is what red hair looks like when it's wet. It looks exactly like that. She said, so try to pick something else to complain about than or whatever.
Right.
And this what I have pulled up here is this is a Facebook group that says Christians Against the Little Mermaid. Boycott Halle Berry. This video, or this picture here, is a woman that says, I'm gearing up for The Little Mermaid. What are you doing? This picture here is, I believe the cover of the
It's not Halle Berry, it's Halle Bailey.
I'm sorry, Halle Berry.
I was like, Halle Berry's in this movie? No fucking way.
I was like, what?
I'm sorry, I meant Halle Bailey.
I was really excited.
Then they got here where it says, sorry, but I just can't allow my children to watch this shit. Little Mermaid. Then they've got another one here that's Little Mermaid, because I guess we can't properly speak.
The Lil.
And then they've got, Newport's
oh
going
my
on
god.
Then they've got one here that says, only problem with the Black Little Mermaid, Ariel knew her father. That's that's the trope they love to throw. They love that one. They love to say, "Oh, well, I know
Fucking
my father."
outrageous.
Before I click the next slide here, me and my basketball boys, we were at a tournament in Texas. Anytime we played a team from Arkansas, we seemed to always have problems. But we were playing a team from Arkansas, and we had beat the shit out of them. And after the game, they were coming up to, I guess, a group of the parents went up to my boys and said, "Hey, are your dads here watching you? Are your dads making the game? Are they going to make the next game or whatever?" So of course the boys come over and tell me what they said. But needless to say, that is just a joke that they always love to throw. It's just funny to me, the dad stuff. Then we've got one here that says, the new Ariel gonna be hoarding fried chicken and macaroni salad in her trove. Bet. That's funny. Then they...
But see, you're just going for your racism is showing. You're not even making an argument as to why you feel like she should be a white character. You're just...
No, this group is for... That's what this group is. It's just to come in and just be you. Be your racist self.
I love how they've attached Christianity to this.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, too. And then they got one, the little slave, not the little mermaid.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
I laughed at one of the other memes because I love memes.
Yeah,
that's not even fucking
and
funny.
then it's back to that. So Kellen, I'll get your thoughts here because I know Trey just gave his and I'll give mine and I'll show one more thing here. But go ahead there, Kellen, and you can give your thoughts on what you're thinking about some of the things that have been said about Halle Bailey and the negative. Really, those fucking memes. That shit is.
Honestly, it's just gross, and I don't understand it. I would have hoped we were more evolved by now, but I'm constantly reminded that we're not.
Thanos was right.
Honestly, Thanos, like, about half these people, you know? But, no, here's the thing. The Little Mermaid's not white. She's a fish.
She's a fish,
She's a fish. Like, if we're talking white or not, like, do you mean cod? Like, what, like, tilapia? Like, whitefish? Like, what are you referring to? What is the problem
We're going
here?
to start getting racist by fish now.
Like, better not be a salmon. That's a little too red for me. Like, I just don't. It's weird. It's weird to me why they get upset with anything that's like, it's a made up character. Okay, we're not doing a Benjamin Franklin movie and Benjamin Franklin's a brother. You know, like, that's not what's happening here. I don't understand it, and. It's like, I think I brought this up last time this came up because this comes up all the time. And I think we were talking about it with Lord of the Rings having some black characters in it. Mm-hmm. And it's... Idris Elba would be such a good James Bond.
Yes, he would.
He would be an amazing James Bond. And the guy straight up was like, I'm not going to do this because it's just not even worth dealing with these losers who want to attack me. It's James Bond. He's not. Hey guys, it's not real. There is no 007. Like, he doesn't. If it's Samuel L. Jackson, it's okay. Like, they did the Ultimate comic line and they made Nick Fury black. He was originally white.
Mm-hmm. He's a great fucking.
He's Nick Fury. Great Nick Fury. He's amazing. I don't get it. Not everything has to stay the same, and it's not some people act like. Some of these characters are sacred and like just you can't even do subtle changes. And also, like Trey was saying, some of these people, they have no intention of seeing this. They just are triggered by this because they're hateful.
Right.
Well, no, and that's the thing too. Is it's all about? I keep saying, it's like the caucasity of it. Your whiteness is showing.
Yes.
Because it's like, in your fantasy, it is all white. If there is a hint of melanin in your fantasy and that kills the immersion for you, what does that say? That says your fantasy is exclusively white, right? And you're allowed to say that, I guess. It's free country. You can say what you want. But
you're allowed to be an asshole.
That's what I'm saying. It's just mental gymnastics and jumping through hoops to say, I am exclusionary and I'm racist, right? Just like with this Ariel thing. Is like, I don't... Who can... You, like... This Ariel, this movie existing, doesn't take away your movie.
No.
It doesn't
it's still
take
out
away,
there.
Like, what
Go
do you
grab
want
your
fucking
VHS.
Margot Robbie with bleach white hair to be Ariel? Is that what it takes to make you happy? Like, come on.
Right.
Tell me I'm wrong for this. So really, it's just mental gymnastics to try to say, I don't want to see a black person play Ariel because I want her to be white. That is it. Yeah. That is literally the conversation is, don't want her to be black, want her to be white. Right. There's no, you can fucking circle jerk around the point all day long. That's what the point is.
Yep. And
so it's your whiteness, go fuck yourself, and let's go on about our day.
I'll say this. This is what I'm going to say to it. It's always funny to me when this conversation comes up. It's always funny when this conversation comes around because it's like I say all the time. It's when people of color step out of a role that they feel as if we should be in or whatever it is, whatever the agenda is that they have, then there's the problem. But it's always funny to me because I always use this example. Whenever whenever we are scoring touchdowns or whenever we are scoring baskets or we're singing some of your favorite lyrics or rapping some of your favorite songs or whatever or whatever the case may be, then we're in line with what you want us to be doing. But when I always use this example, when LeBron stepped out with other NBA players and they boycotted during 2020 when they were playing in the bubble, and some teams were deciding not to come out and play. I think some teams were deciding not to come out and play. LeBron and then were doing interviews and they were told to shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble,
You
yeah.
had people that were infuriated with them not playing. Well, why aren't they playing? Because that girl got shot? That has nothing to do with basketball. They need to be playing. Whenever they stepped out for something they believed in, instead of supporting them because you're supposed to be a fan, but you're only a fan when it suits you. You're a fan when it matters
You're
for
only
you.
a fan when the black man dribbles the ball.
Whenever they're doing what you want them to do, that's when you're a fan. But you couldn't understand the plight of the community at that moment. Regardless of LeBron or these actors or actresses that are of color being in the statuses that they're in, they are still a part of the culture. They're still a part of the community. They still feel the same things that the lower I don't want to say lower level, but for those of us that aren't in those positions in the community feel. They still feel that. So it's always, like I said, it's always interesting to me because also in that same voice, you want to be like us so bad. You have so many, I've seen so many people that are not black be like, want to dress like us, want to have their hair like us, want to have want to make, I want my skin like you. I want to do this like, and it's just like, I see that all the time. I see it all the time with so many different people, especially with so many different, I'm about to be as candid as fuck as I don't care. So many different white women that want to be black, that want to be sisters, that want to act like them, that want to have their nails like them, have their hair like them. I want the big ass like them. I want to do this. I want to do that. But want to be like that so bad. But then whenever we step into, again, these fantasy roles, then it's like, oh no, but not that. Not that. You can't do that. You have to stay in your lane. You have to stay in your role. And I don't agree. I've never agreed with it. I find it funny. I find this whole conversation with Halle Bailey funny. Someone tweeted the other day, we have to make sure that this film does. I don't remember who it was. Tweeted, we have to make sure that this film does. It was a verified account though, celebrity. That the film does good. And I agree, because I've said this so many times. I don't know how many times I have said this on this channel, especially when it comes to the recast T'Challa things and everything like that. I have said so many times that representation matters, and that this is not about you grown-ass sissy men out there complaining about a fictional character, a mermaid that, like you both said, you have no fucking intention of going to see this film anyway. You're just mad because it's just something else that you can bitch about. Because there's a black woman leading a role on the screen, so you're pissed about that. But it's not about you. As I've always said, it is about the babies. It's about the children. These kids that are going to see this. Representation matters. So I'm going to play this really quick. I'm sure some of you out there have seen this, but I'm going to play this really quick so you can see a compilation here of all these different little girls reacting to seeing themselves in Ariel.
They're about to show it. Keep watching.
She's black! Oh my god! Yes, 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 yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! The black mermaid! Let's go! Oh my god! mermaid.
She's a real one?
Yeah, because she opens her eyes and she can sing.
Yeah?
Yeah,
She look like you?
a little bit. Oh wow.
What'd you say?
She's black. She's black. What's that kind of mermaid, Mom? What's that kind of mermaid?
It's the new Ariel.
That is Ariel. Are you sure that's the real her? The Little Mermaid. In real life?
But it goes on. There's many more. There's many more. Anyway, seeing these kids light up, seeing these kids see themselves in these roles, and like I saw Raymond 2000's comment down there that said, so sick of seeing, oh well, you've got Tiana and this and this and that and this and this and that. Again, representation matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've said that on this channel. Representation matters, and this is a film that, at the end of the day, it's not going to stop your daily routine. You're still going to go to sleep at night. You're still going to wake up the next day and go through your same routine. This film's not going to put a halt on your day. It's not going to put a halt in your life. It's not going to do anything different.
I'll be honest with you, this isn't a movie I'm going to watch.
That's what I'm saying. There are people that are not going to even watch it, So
but it has nothing to do with her. It's just,
Right.
Why would I just
Right.
go, oh fuck, you know what movie I'm so excited to see this year?
Right.
Little Goddamn Mermaid. Like, no, but at the same time, like, there's plenty of people just like me who are never going to go see it that still want to spew hate.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Like, there's gonna be white roles still. It's not
Don't
like
worry.
they're not like, oh, we're just giving away any roles and no more white people in movies. No, there's just a little bit more representation. And, like, okay, sometimes people need to see someone do something to know that they can do something.
Right.
Like, nobody thought you could do a 4-minute mile. As soon as somebody breaks that threshold, the next Olympics, there's 8 people who break that threshold.
Right.
Because they didn't think they could do it until they saw it. And same thing, if a kid never sees someone who looks like him portrayed as a hero, or doesn't, that's a big deal to get to have that.
It
And
is.
I don't get it. Why are we like holding on? How many white superheroes do we have that we could look at?
99%.
We can't. We got to hold on to all of them. We can't be like.
Right. Well, I even
we can't
hold
allow
it to-
any change.
I mean, think about that. You have a classroom full of children, right? And all the posters for jobs is like white firefighter, white police officer, white lawyer, and then
Growing-
it's like black
growing-
trash man.
Not
Black this and that.
so
Like,
much.
you kind
I
of
will say.
associate those roles.
I will say is now not it has is in this day and age not so much now, but definitely when we were growing up in the classroom, in our classroom at Adams and stuff, yeah, definitely the posters were predominantly if not all white.
Right. So that just goes into seeing someone being able to see themselves in these roles,
Right,
and seeing
right.
the thing that. And again, I want to reiterate what he said. There's still gonna be white people in movies. There's still gonna be
Yeah.
white roles.
Chill.
And no one's
Yeah.
taking anything away. It's just we're sharing. It's sharing the screen. It's sharing the community.
It's giving equal
right?
opportunity.
And exactly. And again, you're like, no. Us whites have to be. It's fucking. It's bullshit, is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm tired of pretending that it's not. Like.
Right. But we are going to move into our last and final topic here, and this is going to be talking recast. We have not talked recast in a minute, and we're going to talk recast because some new shit has come out for recast. To talk about Wakanda Forever, to talk about T'Challa. Now, we are going to blink, and November 10th is going to be here. We are almost at the end of September as it is. We have October that I believe is also going to fly by, and when it does fly by, we are going to be sitting down in the theater to watch Wakanda Forever.
Dude, it's freaking me out with how fast September's going by.
Yeah, it's going by really fast. Your child's about to be here. Yeah, so it's moving pretty fast here. So there was a panel ABC's. It was called the ABC's on the Red Carpet Storyteller Spotlight, and it featured 3 separate panelists and creators of artists in Disney to share. Discuss diversity, and on one of those panels we had Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, and Nate Moore. Well, with that, we had Nate Moore that had this to say, and this is not old, this is 2022. Nate Moore had this to say about T'Challa and how he didn't understand what T'Challa and the Black Panther and what this franchise meant to the community, meant to little boys, black little girls, and things like that. Mm-hmm. And how many times? I'm gonna wait before I even say anything.
I don't think I understood the hunger for what this movie could mean for people really until Comic-Con that summer when we dropped the trailer. And you saw the response kind of across all communities and all age groups, and you went, oh, there might be something special if we don't screw it up. Maybe people will dig this movie, and you don't realize what's not there until you're given it. And I don't think I realized that the amount of representation that wasn't there, especially for kids, until you saw kids for the first time go, oh, I see myself up there. And you realize, and I think we all know it, but to kind of relearn it was pretty powerful, because it's honestly not really even about Marvel at that point. It's just about kids. You know, I mean, adults are great, and I'm an adult, and I like movies, but like, it's about how fundamentally it was touching kids and showing kids that they could be superheroes because they could finally see themselves. And if they didn't see themselves, they saw characters who embraced their own culture so fully that they could embrace their culture no matter what that culture was. And I think sometimes that's not the message they're given. So it was kind of special for me, and I learned a ton.
Okay, sometimes I believe Nate Moore just be talking a lot. Honestly, sometimes I believe he's just up there and he's just talking. He's just saying things, because this is it never is on par with what he has previously said. It's never on par with something he has said in the past. Like, again, I've shown the interview of 2018 when he said, in order to love the Black Panther, you first have to love T'Challa. 2018. 2020 and all that rolls around, and I understand our brother Chadwick Boseman passed away. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I understand that. Brilliant actor. We've all talked about that. I don't need to go into his brilliance. We've talked about that. I understand that. But tone has changed, and even tone since 2020, 2021 has changed. This is recent. This is after D23. This is like last weekend. And he's saying this, like, he learned a lot. Did you? What did you learn, Nate? I don't think you learned. And you know, I'm going to always give credit where credit is fucking due. I will always give it where it's due. Everybody keeps saying, well, Nate Moore was one of the ones that ushered the Black Panther T'Challa into the MCU. He was the one that got him here. He did this. He did that. Congratulations, my brother. I appreciate you, and I give you the credit for it. But as I've said before, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. I've said that. Just because he did something good, just like when everybody with Kamala Harris was like, oh, we finally got a... No,
Yeah.
all skin folk ain't kinfolk. She ain't looking out for the community like that. So, and I'm not saying that Nate Moore's not looking out for the community, but what he just said when he said he learned, did you? Because if you learned, why are we now turning around November 10th and about to watch this real life tragedy again? You know, that was something that I got called out for many times on the TikTok video. I've gotten called out for it in our comments down below in our YouTube videos with stop bringing children into into it. It's not about the children, and it's not this, and it's not that. And stop.
Well, it's comic books.
Yeah. Stop.
Well, it's literally stories angled for children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop bringing up. Telling me to stop bringing up children and all this kind of stuff like that. But here's my thing. Like I said, with it, you just heard Nate Moore say, "Oh, he didn't realize that these kids were doing this, and how much the hunger that these communities and these black little boys, and how much they would look up at T'Challa and say, or not just T'Challa, any of these roles, and say, oh, I see myself." But I want to backtrack on that really quick. I know I'm going. I want to backtrack on that really quick. T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman himself has done interviews, and he has said, and I have the receipts, I could play it, but at this point it's like, why? But I have the receipts where Chadwick Boseman himself has said he wants little girls to see themselves in Letitia, in Denai, in the rest of them, in the rest of them, in the rest of the characters, in the Doras. Right. But at the end of the day, these are his words, not mine. I'm the main character. They need to be able to see themselves in me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These little boys need to be able to look at me, look at the screen, and see themselves in T'Challa.
Right. Well, and that's something that's so cool that he did too. And again, yeah, let's not go too deep into just what Chadwick was saying, but I love, and we've played it on here, the interview where he was like, talking about the little kids. Young
that's the interview.
But then he turns around and he's like, we have these little white Black Panthers.
Yeah.
Too. He brings up the importance of what this character means of black kids can look at me as a something to be, right? But he also is important. It's like, we have white people looking at this, white kids look at us just the same way. Yeah. That white kids can look and see a black lead male, a black superhero, and respect, and you know what I'm saying? It's not.
That's important for them to see
right,
as well.
But also, I just think he had this understanding of like, it's not exclusionary.
Right.
Where this was a movie for the black community, made by the black community, starring black actors, it was never meant to be exclusionary. It was, you can share in our culture. You can share in the understanding of Wakanda. You can, this is for everyone.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's so, us just talking about The Little Mermaid, that's the point that's so powerful to me, is it's like, we want to cookie cutter things to keep things in boxes, right? It's that all white lady, good, they have that over there. They have their $1 billion movie over there.
Right.
The blacks get that,
right? I said this last night. Go ahead.
Right, but it's like, but the thing is that the black community can take that and go, no, it's for all of us. Right. We can all, you can see our culture, you can see what we're about, you can help we can all raise each other up. The black community still goes and sees every goddamn Marvel movie with a white actor in it, right? Y'all come see us too. Let's all celebrate each other. Let's all lift up and tell great stories.
What we saw at the box office.
You can see here you can see a black man as king, as the leader of his uncolonized nation. Yeah. But at the same time, we can also see Captain America, who does great things for his nation. You know what I mean? Right. It's not exclusionary. You know? And kids, that is why it's all about the kids.
It is.
And I will say fuck what anybody says on that aspect, because here's the deal. Me and you aren't going to sit here and play action, like we're not going to do that. Right. We're not going to play action figure games with our little, you know what I'm saying? But
I might.
But my son can go over to one of his friends' house, and they can play with their action figures. He has a T'Challa action figure. You know what I'm saying? He has this and that. It matters to kids. And also, I'm sorry, if we're going to ever start working on a less bigoted world, we need to be able to share these things together. And the whole point of it is showing children. Right. It's not about us adults. It's just fucking not. Right. It never has been. You want to know who made the MCU successful? When Marvel was going bankrupt, they went and found children and said, what are your favorite heroes? And that was this first Avengers lineup. Right. Children picked out what we were going to see in the first 4 phases of Marvel. So tell me it's not about the children. It's always has been. And just like Nate Moore was fucking saying that, sometimes I really do think he's out of his mind with that being something new. Because he's sitting there in 2022 going, I didn't realize.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Week to week, we get a different Nate Moore. Yeah. Next week, we're gonna get a different Nate Moore. The week after that, we're gonna get a different Nate Moore.
But he's just sitting there going, man.
The brother's confused.
I can't believe this meant.
He doesn't know what mantle he wants to put on.
As it did. When it's like, dog, did you not? You were the first $1 billion Marvel movie. What the fuck do you mean you don't realize the cultural impact?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's full of shit. That's what I'm saying. Nate Moore is full of shit. That was for the cameras, the lights, and the journalist in front of him. Because when the lights went off it was still, oh, I don't give a. I'm not gonna. I'm not saying Nate Moore doesn't give a fuck about the character of T'Challa. I'm not saying that because one, I don't know the brother well enough to know what his inner thoughts are about T'Challa. Right. I'm just saying what he's displaying. This week to week, changing your mind and saying this one, saying what he said at that when he read the Black Panther comics that it was about the mantle. That's what he got. But now this week you're saying, oh, you see the importance of the character, you see the importance of this. Which one is it, Nate? Which is it? I mean,
and that's the thing too, because we can sit here and argue recast T'Challa all day fucking long, right, and have our points. And if Nate Moore would stick to one goddamn script, one story, then people could go, no, I agree with Nate's argument. But Nate has agreed with us, disagreed with us, talked about something totally separate.
Right.
He goes around in circles. So really, that's where, if you're going to the source material, the director, the guy, he doesn't fucking know what he's talking about. I really think he got really nervous when Chadwick died. He didn't know how to handle it, so he's trying to navigate it. I don't think I don't think he's like, this is the solid direction that I have to. He's kind of navigating, testing waters, trying different. And that's why I've always said, bro, don't kill him. Make him sick. Make him sick as fuck.
Make him off-world.
T'Challa or off-world.
Because even the sick thing doesn't make sense. He lives in fucking Wakanda. Yeah. Why is he sick?
Well, no, in the comics, when Suri did don the suit in the beginning...
He was in a coma.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
I'm saying make him so sick he's down.
Okay, I was going to say, you do some coma type shit, but
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Either have him in a coma or have him off-world. You can tell this whole story, and your reasoning for doing this is... And Nate Morgan made a very good point. I don't know how people would react if I recast right now. Right? And
that's what I'm saying.
And he could come out and say that, and he'd go, hey, I'm trying to respect Chadwick. I don't know how people are going to react. I don't want his franchise to tank because of my decisions. So I'm off-world him. We're going to put him in a coma. We're going to do this whole thing with Suri and this and that. And then T'Challa will return.
Right.
He will return at some point when we feel ready. But to literally go, chop, done.
And,
dead,
again, we've talked about that. We've talked about that in the petition. The petition says, if anyone has ever gone to petition and read it, it says we're not calling for an immediate recast. It's not calling to see T'Challa in the next film. Hell, you can say anything. You can do anything. I've said this many times on this channel. Marvel changes things at the last fucking minute, and they will do it all the time. When something goes wrong in one of their films, they'll change it to fix it. They do it all the time.
They do weeks of reshooting with fucking multiverse.
Yes, and then they said that this is on the petition too. It says if Marvel Studios and this is the petition made by E-Man over at E-Man Movie Reviews. He said if Marvel Studios removes T'Challa, it would be at the expense of the audience, especially black boys and men who saw themselves in him. That also includes the millions of fans who were inspired by the character as well. That's what this is saying. So this is that's what Nate's saying, or Nate's saying there, saying that he all of a sudden I guess didn't realize the hunger or whatever for it. But again, you've got these black little boys, not just black little boys, but you've got these kids. I'm not even going to put a color on it. You've got these kids. Yes, I'm going to put a color on the looking up, like this little boy seeing himself in T'Challa and things like that. But you've got this on him saying, like, I get it now. Do you? Because now we're coming back to we mourned. We mourned 2 years ago. These kids, this is old. This is from 2020. These kids mourned 2 years ago. Not just the actor, but they also mourn the character. And now that they've done that 2 years ago. Now you're inviting them. They did it for free there. Now you're inviting them back to the theater and saying, "Hey, we want you to pay to mourn for the second time. We're gonna kill your hero again. Sorry about you. Sorry about you. It's not about the kids, but these are literal kids. And I've done this before. I've had this conversation. But I'm bringing it back up because now this is, again, everybody's always telling me, well, Marvel this or Marvel. That's Marvel. That's Nate Moore saying that. Nate Moore's employed at Marvel. That's Marvel saying, but the kids are looking up. The kids are seeing themselves in Black Panther. The kids are seeing themselves in T'Challa. And I don't want anybody to get in the comments and tell me, because I saw a YouTuber talking about, I've seen all these people talking about recast T'Challa, talking about black representation. Like, we don't have black representation in the MCU. Like Marvel doesn't have other black heroes that they can pull from. I encourage you, without Googling, name 5 that these kids know. Do you think these kids know who... You think this little boy or any of these other kids know who the fuck Luke Cage is? And that's not a diss on Luke Cage. Do you think that these kids know who Brother Voodoo is? That's not a diss on Brother Voodoo. Static Shock or any of these, and I'm starting to name DC heroes. Do you think that they know who these heroes are? They don't. T'Challa is, and I saw somebody say that you've got all these other black heroes, but listen, T'Challa was made and walked so those black heroes could fly. Yeah. Without him, there is no them. Understand that when you're making these comments saying like, oh, we still got this, we still got that. No, it is the character, the Black Panther, T'Challa. I don't care who dons the mantle. I don't care who's in your suit. It's the character. That's what they want. They want the character back. That's how important it is. And Nate Moore has he talked about that. That's again. I brought that up because it's Nate Moore talking about it. It's Nate Moore talking about children because everybody came down my throat when I brought up the children. But talking about you don't know what Marvel wants to do. Yeah, he's covering. You don't know what Marvel wants to do. Well, Marvel's speaking now, and Marvel is saying that they are Nate Moore. I'm putting him, including him, with Marvel saying this. Oh, I didn't understand the hunger. I don't know why it took him. The movie came out in 2018. It's 2022. I don't know what took him so long to see the hunger.
Oh, and this is really the last thing I'll say on this one today. Is just, you can kill a character. Okay, well, I want that to be made clear. You can kill a character. You can write a really good, compelling story that ends with a character dying, right? And we all hate that character died, and we're so pissed, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it good, right? That character, it could be a black man. It could be anybody, but they die for a purpose, and it tells a story, and it has a moral, and you fucking cry, and it's like, son of a bitch, and that person's sacrifice is never forgotten, or the lesson you learned, or the moral in it, right? That's all fine and good. If they want to kill T'Challa at some point in the MCU to give way to what the fuck ever comes next, right? They're allowed to do it. And they can write a story that is really, really good and purposeful, and his death has plot, meaning, and there's depth to it. But what you're doing instead is just you're just killing him off for no reason because the actor died. There will be no purpose to T'Challa's death. There will be no lasting legacy of why it mattered that he died. Yep. It will be bullshit.
Yep. He hasn't had the run that Tony Stark has, You can kill off Iron Man because he's done all this shit.
Yeah.
We were so early and we were so early into Black Panther. We were just scratching the surface of him as a character and of him in the context of the greater MCU. Like, we were just getting into it, and it's unfortunate that Chadwick Boseman died, and it's a tragedy, but there's still so much more to do with that character. We didn't get very far with him, so it's not...
Right, like I said, and there's so much more that could be fleshed out with T'Challa. I've said that so many times, and scrolling through these pictures, you see a plethora of different skin tones. You see black little boys, brown little boys, white little boys. There are so many kids that look up to this character. And there are little girls, too, that you've seen through this slide. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. We've even had viewers, some of our viewers, comment in the comments and say that they have children. And that what their children have personally felt from this, and that their children are personally hurt from this. Our most recent comment on our most recent recast video was someone saying that their 7-year-old overheard our video of him listening to it, and he said he completely agreed. And he said this himself. He said no one prompted his 7-year-old to say this. If that were Spider-Man, they wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
These are kids.
No, they're not stupid.
Yeah, they can
exactly,
see it for what
but
it
people
is.
like to think that they are. People like to, because people were telling me in the TikTok videos, well, because I guess everybody assumed I have a child. I don't. But people were saying, explain death to your child. Death happens. Kids need to understand how death works.
Well, I mean,
this is fantasy, though.
Well, not only that, so my child is 7, right? And he does come at me sometimes with shit. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not ready for you. You know what I mean? But my child knows what death is. We've lost a dog, and, my grandpa died. He knows what death is, right?
Yeah.
But, it's still, the purpose and the reason behind it, right? My son likes Black Panther, but it's not his favorite hero by any means, right? But I'm saying, imagine if this is this kid's favorite fucking hero.
That's what I'm saying. There are
Let's
kids
take him
out
to
there.
theater to watch your hero die.
That's what I'm mentioning.
Fantasy,
all these kids here.
I'm sorry, when I was 7 or 8 years old, Goku was the greatest thing that's ever existed to me. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm like, Goku can fucking whoop anyone's ass. He's a goddamn hero. He's the greatest thing that's ever existed. Cool, let's go to this movie to watch your hero die.
Yeah.
Come on, and that's not even the point of the movie. He's just gonna get killed. What? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's the point. That's the point I was making with all the pictures in here.
Right. It's just and it's like explain death to your kid. I can explain death to my kid, but I'm not looking forward to just having him watch his idol.
They've mourned. We did this in real life 2 years ago, and now Marvel's kicking you in the dick and saying, "Hey,
well, and not only
come
that,
pay to do it."
This one's different too because
that scab healed.
Well, like when he died, when he was blipped, right? When he was blipped, you could immediately turn to your kid and be like, "They didn't kill all of them." Like clearly, and not every hero just died.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna come back. There's gonna be a way they come back. This one, it's like, yeah, he's fucking dead. He's not coming back. Like,
yeah, no. Like I said, it's like this. It's so my overall question that I'm ending this with is just, again, I'm not asking you guys this because we already asked this. I'm just saying it in general. He said it made him think about the kids. Did you really?
Fucking finally.
Did you? I still don't think you're thinking about the kids, in my opinion. I don't, because it doesn't bode well to me to say, "Hey, children," because I'm not going to get into this in this video. Letitia Wright addressed, Letitia Wright, who is Shuri in the MCU, addressed the recast T'Challa hashtag. Marvel's aware. The actors and actresses are aware. Let's not act like these people don't see this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
They're aware. She addressed it on the Van Lathan show. She talked about it. I didn't like her answer, but that's for another conversation. We'll talk about it. But they're aware of these things. And so with them being aware, they have seen, I'm sure they've seen pictures of children having these exact funerals. I'm sure they've seen different YouTubers talking about this and showing these type of pictures. So you can't tell me, "Oh, well now I'm thinking about the kids." Are you? Are you?
Right.
So, that's my bitch for the day with recast T'Challa. Because I've been saying it, I'm going to continue to say it, I'm going to say it November 10th, I'm going to say it November 11th. When I see the film, if it bodes the way that I think it's going to go, and T'Challa is really, really gone, and this is not something that Marvel goes in at the last minute, because we've seen that they're doing reshoots and things still with Wakanda Forever. Marvel goes in at the last minute and changes something, then T'Challa is going to die. And if T'Challa does die, and his run in the MCU is done, I'm going to bitch about it. Every time we bring up Wakanda, every time we bring up the Black Panther, expect me in the background to say, "Oh, but T'Challa. Oh, over here, T'Challa. Oh, what, but the franchise, T'Challa. We just talked about why the fuck the Sonyverse isn't doing good. Oh, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Your franchise's main fucking character." So, yeah, bruh. Yeah, so, anyway. That was what Nate Moore had to say about it, and that was our last topic of the day. So, but I always pose this question. Let us know down below what you guys think. What are you thinking? Are you thinking to yourself, "Hey, no, I don't agree. I think that they shouldn't recast T'Challa. I don't think it's about the kids." I mean, because there's going to be so many of you that come down anyway. And yes, you right there, you that always tunes into these recast videos, you right there, I'm talking to you. It's okay, because no one's telling anyone to recast the character right now. No one's telling anyone that this needs to be misogynistic or any of the other bullshit that you guys always come in with. It's not about that. It's about the children. It's about the character. It's his fantasy. That's all it's about. So, like I said, let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that. And that is that's what we have to say for the day. But I'll let you read those quick comments there.
Yeah, okay,
that is that's all of our topics for the day.
I'm gonna hit the comments real quick. Let me see here. So yeah, I mean it's more of the same. I'm agreeing with hold on. Okay, so yeah, sorry, some of these comments are still from The Little Mermaid. So Stamina MC says Nate does it again. Raymond 2000 saying so now he's talking about representation, man. Call me when Yolanda Noel or Aldous Hodges are cast as T'Challa. Let me see here. And J. Wolf made a really good point. He said, honestly, it was more important for white people to see it, to break that poor Africa stigma and see how beautiful the culture really is.
That's what I've said that too. It is important for not just the white community, but for other cultures to see black representation in these roles.
Right.
Said that.
Well, and see, I see it too as like one thing I'm a big ass weeb. I read my mangas and shit all the time. So that's one thing I like about Japanese culture is they are not very like you go to Japan, you don a kimono or anything like that. They're not like it. They're like, hell yeah, cool. You're experiencing our culture. You don't really understand
they appreciate it.
Obviously, don't appropriate a culture and make money off this stuff, this and that and the other, right?
Yeah.
But like they're like, fuck yeah. Enjoy our culture, experience it. It's really cool. We really love it. We like that you're starting to see some of it, even if you're ignorant to it or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. You know, we have preconceived notions of what African society is like, right?
Yeah.
Because of all these goddamn videos on the internet. Donate $1 to save a black child.
Like I said, I saw Raymond. I think it was Raymond that said in the comments about the Michael Jackson. Remember the Time video. That's the only time that we've ever seen Egyptians depicted as black. But I don't know if this is I don't know if this is news to anybody. They were black. You know, I don't know why we.
Africa.
You know, so yeah. So you know that's the thing. Again, like I said, seeing us in roles that other than the robber or the deadbeat dad or the absentee dad or whatever you want to call it, seeing us in these excellent roles.
Well, I mean, that was Stan Lee's purpose back in 1965.
Yeah.
Middle of the civil rights. Like, I mean, come on. Do you think it's coincidental that there was a group known as the Black Panthers and he named this character Black Panther?
Right.
It could have been something else. And it was about showing the potential of Africa untouched, unravaged, and the potential of what they could actually do and being head and shoulders above others in technology. And Stan Lee did that knowing how important it was. And a lot of these
during a time where he would have gotten a lot
it was a dicey time. And you know they
Civil rights
they
movement.
did it with they did it beforehand, but more subtly with the X-Men. That was very clearly, you know, a depiction of civil rights, and you know the mutants, like you know looking and the separation, all that. And there was a lot of Jewish comic book writers at the time who felt very strongly about what was going on in the times, and they specifically got together and made it a point to fight bigotry within their characters. And the biggest one is Black Panther.
Right.
And it has been that since 1965.
It has, and that is exactly right. It has been. That's why I made the comment too. T'Challa walked so these other black heroes could be made to fly.
Right.
Yeah.
Without him, there is no them.
Right.
So then we got you know, Jay will kind of saying the same thing I was saying. Said it during the blip to explain his absence.
Right, that's what I've always thought too.
It buys them more time to recast. Let's see here.
That'd be
Raymond
great.
2000 said, I've had people tell me, but you have other black heroes, but yeah, T'Challa has been the center and the mainstay. Like, I don't care about those other heroes. I do about T'Challa. Like he does about T'Challa, I agree. And then Stamina MC said, not sure if Black Panther 2 even gets my ticket money as of yet. That next trailer is going to make it or break it. Well, Stamina, the only difference with us is we it's our job. We have to see it and we have to talk to y'all about it.
I'd see it either way.
Just because, like,
I'm a junkie.
I mean,
I need my fix of Marvel.
The first Black Panther was, I mean, Chadwick Boseman, while helming T'Challa, didn't make that first movie what it was. It was everything. It was a culmination of so many things. Killmonger was so well fucking written.
Oh, yes.
I mean, dude, if I was sitting there hearing him talk about some of the shit he was talking about, I'd probably fucking agreed with him too.
Like you know,
like I kind of did,
I
yeah.
kinda did.
And then you have like just the culture and the attention to detailed aesthetics and the way the camera worked. Oh, there were so many things that made that movie good for me. And so, I mean, I'm gonna go see it. I am. I want to see Namor. I want to see. They're literally they've got me in the bag with Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Teasing the Doctor Doom might be in the end credit scene. I'm there.
And you know, if
I understand what he's saying about having reservations about this movie. You know, you're not liking what it's putting out there, and I get it. But at the same time, like, I mean, I'll support it. I just won't agree with it. Well, I mean, that's one thing I won't agree with.
Yeah.
And you know, just wanted to. You know, that's probably the last comment we have right now. So I just wanted to say, you know, we really appreciate you guys tuning in with us, chatting with us. You know, we love hearing you guys' opinions, whether you agree or disagree with us. We're working on some new things on the channel still. I want to make a point to say that. We're going to set it up to where, you know, we can have we can have questions directed at us, and we can pick, you know, an answer during a segment during the live, going through people's weekly questions. You know, we've also talked about possibly having people call in having one or two people every week call in and chat with us for a short period of time. So there's a lot of stuff in the works. But just know how it is now. We still appreciate you guys tuning in, checking it out with us, commenting. We're on that hunt for 1,000, and we are so close. Remember, like, share, because we are pushing for that 1,000 before the end of the year. And yeah, also, if anyone's feeling like it, we do have our Streamlabs set up where you can support the channel. We actually, I don't even know if we've announced it yet, the third camera that we got, so that we can add 6 people, the full panel on the show, was funded by you guys. Y'all bought it for us. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it was all you guys from your donations and support. Every single penny went back into the show. And, we love that. And that's something crazy that we can bring y'all even more content and better stuff. And y'all guys made it happen. We're humbled beyond belief. So just, again, keep rocking with us. We enjoy seeing you guys. The number one thing as far as my concern, is that y'all are here talking to us, telling us what you think. Mm-hmm. We love to hear the opinions. And guys, stay with us. We'll be back here at the same time every week. We'll be doing our live reactions to She-Hulk. We've got Andor coming up. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of cool stuff in the works. So, I mean, again, everybody like Raymond, Jaya Wolf, Stamina, Cornelius, we love seeing you guys. We're glad that y'all are here to talk with us every week. It means the world to us.
Yeah, and we'll also be on October 7th for Werewolf by Night, give you guys our reaction to that. Like I said, we've got some things coming up. I know I say this all the time, but I have been in discussion with Back of the Bus Reviews, and I'm going to reach out. I don't want to say the others that we've reached out to yet, but I can say Back of the Bus because I have confirmed with them to do a live stream with them on the recast conversation, because they are heavy on the recast conversation as well. And then, of course, we still got the second trailer that's got to come out for that, and things that are coming up with that. So we've also got some segments that are going to be going on here with the channel. I've said that so many times that we're going to talk, be setting up with you guys like after shows and things like that. There's a lot of things that we are about to get into, and it's just slowly happening, and it's slowly coming together. And again, none of it can happen. None of it can come together without the help of you guys, without you guys tuning in every week. We even saw someone comment, "Congratulations on 700 subscribers." That's not something we advertise. It's just something that you guys, our viewers, are paying attention to. And we appreciate that so very much. It shows that you guys give a damn about us getting together, to talk nerdy content with you guys. And I say it every week. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. It is just... It's unreal, honestly. I had someone come up to me at Crest the other day. I knew who they were, but they came up to... I hadn't seen them in a while. They came up to me the other day at Crest and was just like, "Hey, I watch your channel, da-da-da-da-da, and you guys are great, and the things that you guys talk about, and blah, blah, blah." He's like, I tuned into... I actually enjoy tuning into what you guys say. And it honestly means the world to me, hearing that.
By someone at the airport.
Someone at the airport, some random guy.
It means the world to me hearing that, because it just means like, wow, we are making an impact. We are building a community. We are having people that have... that care about what we have to say, but also, not like I said so many times, people have said, "Oh, you have fans." I don't have fans. I have viewers and friends. That's what I look at you guys as. You guys are just viewers that we get together with, and we are forming friendships and bonds with. And again, I appreciate it. I love this time with you guys. It's so fun. Kellen's not the only new face that you guys are going to be seeing, but I think that to give Kellen praise, he has been doing great in the time that he has been here, with the videos and reactions and things that he's done. I think that he's done great. So, and I hope that you guys are enjoying Kellen. I saw that you guys were interacting with some of the things he was saying in the comments and laughing, and I love that, because that's why Kellen is here. He's a personality. He's somebody that actually brings value to the channel, and we want to make sure that we're bringing all the value to the channel for you guys. So I appreciate it again.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you guys.
And we'll probably post it within, I'm sure within the week. When I mentioned that whole a place you can leave comments for things that we might, like messages for things we might discuss.
Yeah, we're gonna have something
videos
set up, and
I think also
sure.
in that same bit, if y'all want to throw out suggestions, things you want to see, things you want to do differently. Like one thing I want to start doing is I'm gonna start shouting out random subscribers. New subscribers that we get, shout them out in our videos so y'all can become part of the community a bit more. Just stuff like that. Little things that we can do that y'all would appreciate seeing or y'all would like us to do.
Right.
Questions, things you want us to talk about. Do you want to hear Darius go on a 30-minute rant about the Bad Batch? I do. Someone suggest it. But, stuff like that. It's just nice to know that we have people that like what we're doing. They come in and watch what we're doing. It's really cool to me.
Yeah, no, it is really cool. So, like I said, we appreciate you guys. So we'll be back with you guys this time next week, and we will be with you guys Wednesday, for Andor, 3 episodes of Andor, and then we'll be back with you Thursday for She-Hulk. So again, we appreciate you guys. It means the world to us. So we will see you guys as always. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys. I want to actually do this cool this time. Sorry. I want to end this on a cool fucking note this time. How can I can I end this on a cool note? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Don't be mad yet. I'm about to end this on a really cool note. I'm going to try to. I know it's just on me right now, but just bear with me. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Anyway, as I always say, it's been such a fun time spending this time with you guys, and we will see you guys in the next video. Where's the fucking music? I tried to turn the music up. I tried to be...
That's